stream as we are preparing for a Monday night showdown between two historical franchises known as the New York Football Giants and the black and gold Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers have had 27 consecutive home Monday night wins. Can they keep that streak going? And it's at home, so this will be a big showdown. So this is going to be a big showdown for what we have. Oh man, this is going to be a great big time showdown. We'll see if the Steelers can come out with another huge big time win. Alright, so Monday night, it is in Pittsburgh, the Steel City. As we're getting ready for the Monday night showdown between the Steelers and the Giants. So, man, the Giants have just not been the same. They've been the losing team that we were expecting at the beginning of the season. And then also, the Steelers, they are surprisingly in the lead of their division right now. But if they lose, they'll jump back down to number 2 behind of the Baltimore Ravens. But if they win, they will have sole possession of first place in the AFC North. They were in the lead for majority part of the first quarter of the season. But the Ravens have been growing, but the Ravens recently lost yesterday to the Cleveland Browns. So now it is a big time game in Pittsburgh because this win could get them back on top of the AFC North. So, if y'all are new to my channel, this is my 3rd stream of the season, and this is, I've just got into this because I've been on the move a ton lately, and it's just not been good, but right now I'm going to be doing live streams until I get to a permanent location. Just getting ourselves hydrated before the game. But man, this is going to be a huge showdown. The Steelers have been really good at home so far. Their only loss at home was on Sunday night 2 weeks ago against the Dallas Cowboys that lost this past week. So, yeah, the Steelers' only loss at home this year is against the Dallas Cowboys. But the Steelers have a 27 win streak at home when they are playing against when they're out at home on Monday Night Football. They've had 27 consecutive wins on Monday night at home. So we all know those terrible towels are a big differentiating factor, but we're getting ready as the Steelers and Giants are going to kick off here in a matter of minutes. But this game is going to be ugly. I do believe this is going to be a nitty-gritty, ugly game. The Giants, their defense has not been anything to ignore. Dexter Lawrence, I believe, is going to be one of those key factors in the game for defending against the Steelers' O-line, because their O-line has not been great. But they were really good last week against the New York Jets. And then the Steelers, a key for them on their offensive line is to limit Dexter Lawrence. Because that brother can cause chaos, and you do not want anyone to square up alone on Dexter Lawrence. And then another key that I have for the Steelers' offense is to score. Because when you're playing a team like the Giants, you don't know what they're going to do. You don't know if they're going to have a losing game or if they're actually going to go out there and do something. The Steelers lost a couple of home games last year that were very notable and against like two 2, 3, and 10 teams at the time. In the Cardinals at that time, and then also along with the Patriots. But it's a new season, it's a new team. Russell Wilson will again get the start for the black and gold Pittsburgh Steelers. Justin Fields, I thought he should have come out in that game, should have stayed in because they were doing so good with him. But there's some things that Russell Wilson can do that you are not going to get from Justin Fields. Like the deep bomb passing, you're going to get that from a guy like Russell Wilson. But Fields, the main reason that he's been leading the Steelers to wins is because of his running capability. It is his mobile capability to get out there and just run it down teams' throats. So we'll see, but it is going to be this game is going to be interesting. And if the Steelers find some way to lose this game, I would be very surprised if the Steelers found a way to lose this game. But man. Okay. Okay, we are waiting for kickoff right now, and we are currently about a few minutes away from kickoff. But a key I have for the Steelers defense is to get takeaways, to win the turnover battle. If they can win the turnover battle, the Steelers will have a shot to win this game because they've had the opportunities on defense. They've been able to improvise on some more than others. But then also, another key I have for the Steelers defense is to limit Malik Nabers. In some of Malik Nabers' games, he has been able to cause some trouble. He has been able to create havoc, and then also along with some of the other rookies like Theo Johnson, the rookie out of Penn State, and then also along with Tracy Jr., the rookie out of you know what? I'm not sure where that guy, Tracy Jr., is from. I'll have to wait and see if they do show where he is from, because I do know that Beanie Bishop was a big piece from the Steelers last week in that 2 interception game that he had. The only 2 interceptions made on that night by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the only takeaways. But Russell Wilson had a good week last week against the New York Jets. But the Jets, they're the Jets. And then he had 264 passing yards. And he had 3 touchdowns as well. But the Giants defense is not something to ignore. And I would not underestimate the Giants. Because the Giants, they've been able to come out with some surprising victories. Primarily notable against the Cleveland Browns and the Seattle Seahawks. But the Steelers, I think they need to win this game because A, they would then take the lead of the division of the AFC North for the week because the Ravens did lose to the Cleveland Browns. And number 2, it would be a big win for Russell Wilson to keep his starting job. I think if Russell Wilson does end up losing one of those starts, he could automatically lose his job as the starting QB for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But it looks like we are about to get started as the Steelers come onto the field. And Watt out there ready to be introduced, but we're about to kick it off here in a matter of moments. So this game is huge for both teams. Well, not the Giants, because they're right now tanking to try to get a number 1 overall pick, if they can. Right now, the only 2 teams in that race are the Carolina Panthers and the Tennessee Titans. Pretty much, because whoever gets the number 1 pick is probably going to get Shedeur Sanders, or if they could get someone else. Because this quarterback drafting class is very open this year. And I mean, this game is going to be an interesting one. But But a few surprises coming into the NFL early in the season, like the Commanders, still in the lead of the NFC East after this week, and just getting annihilated. But man, there was some big time surprises. Commanders, we weren't expecting them to be this as good as they were. The Vikes, we were not expecting those guys to be very good, although I was, because I was expecting them to be a sleeper. And I had them as a selected dark horse for my beginning of the year. And then you also got the entire NFC North alone, because you got the Packers, you got the Lions, you got the Vikes and the Bears. It is loaded in the NFC North this year. And pretty much, I think whoever wins the NFC North, or likely whoever can escape the NFC North and get through the NFC, they are going to go to that Super Bowl this year, because the North has just been that type of way. It has been that type of way this year. And I do believe that the Lions are going to get back there. I do believe the Lions are going to get back to the NFC Championship game, and I do believe they are going to come out on top of the NFC Championship game, trying to make their first Super Bowl appearance in their franchise's history. Of course, we all know last year the Lions got knocked off by the 49ers in that championship game, which I did call. And then you also got a few other teams in the NFC. I mean, the NFC West is just wide open for the taking. It is wide freaking open. You got the Rams, you got the 49ers, Cardinals, and Seahawks, each sitting at 4-4. The Cardinals are in first place of the division right now because they have the head-to-head advantage against the 49ers. And then the 49ers are in second place with the head-to-head advantage against Seattle, which are in third place right now of the West, only ahead of the Rams that they will play later on next week, which I'll be doing a prediction. Which next week's prediction, I'm gonna have that video out when I can, primarily on Wednesday. I'm gonna do something new. I'm gonna give out my best performances and worst performances of the week, and then also along the power rankings and my weekly predictions. But the Steel City, we are about to get underway. But if you're just joining us, the Steelers and the Giants are about to kick off. So let's see if the black and gold can get the win and keep their win streak going and keep their hope for an over 500 season alive. But Russell Wilson, he's going to have to do a lot today. He's going to have to do a lot tonight. So we'll see what happens. Yep, the Monday Night Anthem. But we are getting ready for the Monday Night Showdown. They are just introducing the two teams. We have the Giants on the road in Pittsburgh to take on the black and gold incarnation of a bumblebee in the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this game is going to be relatively interesting. The Giants' defense has been nothing to sneeze at because their defense has been the primary thing that has been able to keep this a very nitty-gritty type of game. To keep their games relatively close. They got blown away last week by Philly. So this week I am 9-6 on my picks. So if the Steelers win this game, I will be up to 10-6. If the Giants win, I would bounce down to 9-7, which would not be too bad because it is going to be an interesting game. I do believe it is going to be a very ugly game, because the Steelers are known for winning those ugly games. But Brian Dable, the third-year head coach, coming from Buffalo as their former offensive coordinator, he led them to the playoffs his first year, but since then he has not been a great head coach, and I believe he is still on the hot seat. Oh, we got a Steeler legend coming into the building, number 55. It's Joey Porter. Joey Porter is in the building. Joey Porter is in the building. The Super Bowl champion with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not sure which Super Bowl that he won, because his son, Joey Porter Jr., is playing in this game also. His son, Joey Porter Jr., I believe it's his son. Joey Porter Jr., I believe, is Joey Porter's son, because it's Joey Porter Jr. So, and that's, I think that's his son. And he actually plays for the Steelers, so that is really cool. That's still in the family tradition of that. But here we go. The Giants have won the toss. They have elected to defer to Russell Wilson and the Steelers. And we're underway here in Pittsburgh. And it is kicked back into the back of the end zone. It'll set up the Steelers at the 30. So Arthur Smith, not be what I had expected. I was expecting the Steelers offense to not be that good under Arthur Smith because of his time in Atlanta, my bad. But he's been doing a good job of calling plays. The Steelers offense has been good, but it's not been great, like on the level of the Ravens or maybe even the Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. But 1st and 10 now for the Steelers at the 30-yard line. And one receiver to the right, one to the left. Russ keeps it, throws, and that pass is caught. It is Calvin Austin III with the catch. And that is a 1st down for the Steelers. And that was Phillips out there that tackled him out of bounds. But the defense of the Giants, Dexter Lawrence leads the NFL in sacks with 9. So that is a big thing to keep an eye on if you're the Steelers' offensive line. He is a big controlling piece. And if you let him go off, he is going to cause you chaos. And a handoff up the middle this time to Najee Harris. And it is a pickup of 4, maybe 5. And I believe it's Brian Burns, the former Carolina Panther with the brain down. He was traded over to the Giants in the offseason during when he was franchise tagged. So let's see what they can do. 2nd down and 5 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Russ looks to throw. He does. It is caught just shy of the 1st down. It is Van Jefferson, I believe. And yes, it is Van Jefferson. And that'll bring up 3rd and short for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Steelers, I think they're going to try to run it here because the Giants have not been great against that all year. So 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Steelers. Russ hands it off to Harris. He's got space through the middle down to the 40-yard line and inside of Giant territory. Wait, no, not inside Giant territory yet. Oh wait, actually yes. My bad. Never mind. So it is a 1st down inside of Giants territory, and already the Pittsburgh Steelers are threatening. Sorry, I'm still recovering from last night's game. But Russ hands it off to Harris again. Breaking through, wide open down the left. He's still on his feet, chugging all the way down for a 1st down. And that is another 1st down for the Steelers. And Russell Wilson relied more on the run, just like he did during his time with Seattle when he had beast mode in the backfield. So Najee Harris being like that beast mode type of deal. Which I think that's going to help Russell Wilson, because if he throws it, it's either going to be a catch or a pick. And Russ, it throws, it is caught, but the play is blown dead as there is a timeout called, I believe. And yes, it is a timeout called by New York, as the Giants have called a timeout. And Dexter Lawrence, coming off of the field, I believe it's something to do with his heels. It's something to do with his shoes. I believe his shoes were off part, and he couldn't get his shoes on. He couldn't get his cleats on. So I believe with that he might sit out a play, and he will. So Dexter Lawrence out for a play. He is being checked out, and I believe it's just his shoe or his ankle or something like that. But 1st and 10 for the Steelers at the 29 of New York. And Russ flips it to the side. It is Jalen Warren, 1st down and more, down to the 12-yard line and inside of red zone range. And both of these running backs have been key factors. Najee Harris has been a key factor, and then also along with the other dual threat running back in Jalen Warren, the wrecking ball, as I like to call him. So let's see what these Steelers can do. And Russ, he has 2 running backs in the back of him. A run up the middle, and the Giants able to snuff it only for a gain of 1 on the carry. So I believe it was Lawrence. Oh, Lawrence is coming back onto the field. Eesh! Sorry, I'm yawning. It's late on where I am, as you can tell from my background. And it's currently nighttime where I am. But Russ, fakes the handoff, looks to throw it. He does to the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown Steelers. And it is George Pickens for the touchdown. And the Steelers are up early on the New York Football Giants, but there is a flag. And it is a face mask by the offense, so that one will be coming back. A face mask made by 77, so that touchdown comes off of the board. And let me see that replay if they do in fact show. Let's see here. So, oh, yep, he just grasped it a little. That is going to draw it every time. Even a little grab inside of the face mask that gets them to turn it out that way, that is going to draw it every time. And then refs, I noticed as a high school official, it's a main thing that they look at when watching the head of players. But was a missed one on Thursday night. I touched on that in a video I posted out earlier today. But the Steelers now 2nd and 24 now. A handoff up the middle is snuffed. And that will bring up 3rd and very long for the black and gold. And Mike Tomlin, I mean, he's not gone for it on 4th down very much. We might potentially maybe see that here. It wouldn't be too early to get aggressive. So, here we go. The Steelers, 3rd down and 20. They need to at least get to the 3-yard line for a 1st down or have a penalty. And throws it. It is caught by Warren. Warren still on his feet. He is down, wrapped up at the 13-yard line. And that will force the Steelers to a field goal. And it would have been a touchdown on the board unless, except for that face mask penalty by the right guard. And that cost them being up 7. So now the Giants will get the ball, but are they going to make it or miss it? And the kicker has been pretty perfect at home, so that streak will likely continue. And the kick is on its way, and that one is right up through the middle, and it is good. So the Steelers, instead of going up 7-0, they are up 3-0. And Russell Wilson able to cash in a field goal on his first drive of this football game. But, man, this is getting very interesting early. Now the Giants will get the ball back, will get the ball for the first time this game. But, man, I mean, the week has been crazy. I'm currently 9-6 on the week. If the Giants win, I'll bounce down to 9-7. If the Steelers win, I'll bounce up to 10-6. Whew. But this game is going to be really good. I do believe it is going to be closer than what people have expected. But it's already looking like a good game to start us off because the Giants were able to at least force the Steelers to a field goal. So that is a good sign if you are a Giants fan. But also, I want to throw out a quick question to the people in here. Who is your top NFC frontrunner? Who do you guys have as the frontrunner of the NFC? Is it a team? Is it the Lions? Is it the Vikings? Is it the Packers? Who do you think is the top frontrunner of the NFC? Let me know in the live chat. But man, this game, I mean, the Giants offense has to do something if they're going to win this game. The Giants offense needs to put up some points if they're going to have any shot of being in this game. They did beat the Browns, so they've already beaten one AFC North opponent. They've already beaten one AFC North opponent, but this is getting really nitty-gritty early in this football game. Let me see on my what games are next week. Let me see that. So Thursday night of next week will be the Texans and the Jets. Jets are probably going to lose that one because the Jets they just can't win with Aaron Rodgers. And then on Sunday night of next week, the Colts will go on the road to Minneapolis to take on the Vikes. And then Monday night, a week from today, will be the Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs, a rematch of Super Bowl 55. But of course, Chris Godwin, and Mike Evans are out still. Hoping those brothers are okay. Chris Godwin is out with a season-ending injury. And then Mike Evans, he was very hurt, but he should return in a couple of weeks. Alright, so the Steelers scored 3 points on their first drive, but the Giants now looking to try to answer. Their rookies have been a big key factor for their team this year. And it's Tracy Jr. with the return, I believe, if I am correct. But Daniel Jones has been sacked 21 times, the most sacks in the NFL, entering second most entering week 8 of the NFL. Only behind one other quarterback. I don't know who that quarterback is. But Daniel Jones, I still don't think he's the Giants guy. I still don't think he's the Giants man. But Malik Neighbors, I do believe he's going to be a stud in this game. And he needs to go off if they're going to have a shot. And a handoff up the middle to Tracy Jr. for a gain of 5. The rookie, Tyrone Tracy Jr., the rookie. So that is good. That is a really good. I've watched this young kid for some time. He's been really good. He had a great game against Seattle. He's been doing really good against some of the opposing defenses that the Giants have faced. So Tyrone Tracy Jr. is a future running back for the Giants. And a handoff to Tracy Jr. again. He is still on his feet, only a gain of 3. And that'll bring up 3rd and 2 for the New York Football Giants. But two historical franchises going toe-to-toe. The Giants having 4 total Super Bowls all time, 2 notably against Tom Brady and the Patriots. And then the Steelers have won 6 Super Bowls, which should be 5 because of a robbed Super Bowl in Super Bowl 40. But 3rd down and 1, it is a QB sneak, and it works. It is a first down for the G-Men. And the Giants are moving the football in the first down of the ball game for the New York Giants. Oh, someone's asking how to do a live chat. Oh, let me send this text real quick. You have to sign in with an email or create an account. All right. So the Giants had a passing attempt while I was looking away. So let's see what ended up happening. So it was a throw down to, oh my gracious, Darius Slayton with a big catch down the field, and it is 1st and 10 for the Giants at the Steelers' 16-yard line. Oh man, the Steelers off defense not looking too smooth early on. Jones looks to throw, pressure comes, flips it, last second, it is caught, and out of bounds goes Tracy, out of bounds at the 11. And Tyrone Tracy Jr., the rookie, I still do not know what college that rookie is from, but he's been a main stud for this team. I believe he came out of Purdue, if I am correct. So, main rookies are being a key factor for this football team in the New York Giants. So the rookies have been the main key thing that has kept the Giants within competitiveness in their games. But 2nd down and 5 now for the Giants. And handoff to Tracy. That time he is wrapped up. And it is number 50. I believe that is Alex Highsmith for the wrap down. And, Eldon Roberts. My bad. Eldon Roberts. So it is 3rd down now for the Giants. The Giants are threatening right now after a deep pass to Darius Slayton. Those terrible towels are out. And those terrible towels, they just travel everywhere. From Pittsburgh all the way to Seattle or some other places. But 3rd down and 7 coming up for the G-Men. And play clock is running out. It hit zeros when the play got off. But no, it is it is ruled dead. I believe it is the delay of game. Or a timeout was called. Delay of game on the Giants. So that'll back up an additional 5 yards. And now it'll bring up 3rd down and 12. But that'll bring up 3rd and 12 now for the New York Giants. The Giants are threatening inside of the red zone for the Giants. They had a big pass down the field to Darius Slayton. And it's 3rd down and 12 for the Giants. And Daniel Jones flips it to the side. It is caught. He is still on his feet and wrapped down near the 11. It is not enough for a 1st down, but but now the Giants will be forced to a field goal also. So both sides are going to be forced to field goals in the first little stretch of this football game. And ball almost got ripped out. It almost got ripped out. But the Giants now up to try to kick a field goal, 29 yards. They should easily make this one unless the Steelers do try to block the kick. But we'll see. Kick is on its way, and right down the middle, it is good. We are tied 3 apiece in the Steel City right now. The Steelers trying to keep that 27 home game streak on Monday night alive. But can they survive against the Giants? That is still yet to be decided. But I'm going to mute myself really quick, so hold on just a second. Alright, sorry, I was having a discussion with my mom in this room. But, man, both these sides are tied 3 apiece right now. So, I'm going to quickly go on ahead and get some water really quick. But I'll be right back. Is this water?
Oh, yeah, that's mine. I have to bring it over. You can take it if you want.
Alright. Alright, and also close to Halloween coming up here on Thursday. But Halloween, I used to like it at first with all the cool costumes and all that. But once I found out the true definition of Halloween, I've not been a fan of it since I left trick-or-treating. So that was back when I was younger, so I've not been a fan of Halloween since. But the Giants, they've had success even in the darkest of moments because they have those 2 Super Bowl wins against Tom Brady and the Patriots. But it is very interesting on both of these sides. But both of the presidents of each of the sides for the Giants and the Steelers were meeting up early before this game even started. But the Giants and Steelers have been 2 very successful franchises. Of course, the Steelers more than the Giants right now. But they both have had their share of good Super Bowl wins. They have 10 Super Bowls combined, 4 for the Giants and 6 for the Steelers. And 6 is still the remaining tie between the Steelers and the Patriots of the most Super Bowl wins in the NFL right now. But man, some of the Steeler coaching has been phenomenal of the Steelers for the past few years. Of course, most recently was Bill Cowher, but now Mike Tomlin taking over the reins of what Bill Cowher left behind. So he has had 17 straight winning seasons, which is the longest right now, longest active streak in the NFL today. But Russ hands it off up the middle to Harris and gets about 6 yards on the carry. And that'll bring up 2nd down and potentially 4. And the running backs have been the main factor of this ball game for the black and gold. But Steelers trying to get a touchdown on the board and trying to retake the lead after scoring a field goal. Russ looks to throw. Pressure is coming. He throws it. It is caught. It looks like the receiver pushed off, and he stays in bounds, out of bounds. It is Darnell Washington, the former Georgia Bulldog for some time. But what a big catch. Let's see. And, Giants tripped. I thought that Darnell Washington kind of pushed off, but it was just a Giants defender tripping. That's all. But Giants 1st and 10 now from the Giants 34-yard line coming up for the Steelers. Russ hands it off to Najee Harris. Harris breaks through down the left side. He's got space. And he is wrapped up out of bounds close to the 10. And it'll be 1st and goal for the Pittsburgh Steelers. In red zone range again. Couldn't improvise last time. Can they get a touchdown this time? So, for right now, Najee Harris has to pick up no flags this time. But, man. So, Steelers at the 8.5 yard line. Handoff up the middle to Najee Harris. He is going to get 2, maybe 3 yards on the carry. That'll bring up 2nd and goal from the Giants' 6-yard line. And, I mean, the Giants have been doing a good job of limiting the Steelers in the red zone as far as early goes. But Russ, in shotgun, throws it to the end zone, incomplete. It was intended for Van Jefferson. He had, from what I know, he spent some time with the Giants, I believe, if I'm correct. So Van Jefferson was the 10 to target, but they'll bring up 3rd and goal, trying to get a touchdown this time instead of settling for another field goal. So, and I'm seeing a lot of blue in the stadium. It's kind of like a 70-30 as far as occupancy goes. Steelers are, of course, winning that battle as usual. But Russ looks to throw it. He is in trouble under duress. He throws, last second, almost intercepted. It was deflected on the pass, but almost intercepted. And the Steelers are going to have to be forced to another field goal. And the Steelers' offense in the red zone has not been looking too good as of early. And Calvin Austin was wide open in the back. And it was Isaiah Simmons, the former Arizona Cardinal, with the tip. So, and still Isaiah Simmons should have stayed in Arizona because that brother is a beast. And there is a potentially he could get traded before the deadline. But the kick is on the way. It is good. It is 6-3 at the from after the field goal. But the trade deadline is just around the corner on November 1st. So, man, that is going to be an interesting day. Because lots of teams are going to be looking to make moves. I do believe the Seahawks might try to go after a guy. I'm not sure on who. I do believe they should go after more O-line because they do need help in that category. Geno has been good, but it's mainly his protection that is letting him down. It's the pass protection and the run protection. The O-line has been held back just because of injuries. Abraham Lucas has been out for some parts of the season. And I think the Seahawks should trade for an O-lineman. And from what I am getting, I'm not sure on which O-lineman I would personally go for. But I wouldn't go with the Texans one because their O-linemen are not too shabby, are not too good. But, oh man, that is actually a very tricky question. I do believe the Seahawks need another tight end other than Noah Fant. But I do believe they're going to have to try to get some draft capital in the draft. And some very big names I do want to mention coming up in this draft. Let me pull those picks up on my screen. Or at least on my phone here. I have some guys that I have kept my eyes on. Primarily like edge rushers and O-linemen. So for pass rush, I'm looking at guys like Jalen Walker. He is a really good player with the Georgia Bulldogs. He has been a massive piece. He can cause a lot of chaos. I do believe he would be a great edge rusher for the Seattle Seahawks because they still do need some pass rush. Then some quarterbacks I am looking at. I'm currently looking at 3. I am looking at Riley Leonard of Notre Dame. I am looking at Jalen Milroe of Alabama. And then also along with Cam Ward as well, who is right now a top Heisman frontrunner. But then defensive tackles, I do believe there is some really good guys out there. And I do believe Shamor Turner is going to be a good one. And then also a few other guys as well, linebackers. You got guys like Jay Higgins coming out in the draft. And then also a load of other pieces. I'm not sure on who to watch out for. But we'll see because the Seahawks, I think they got some really good picks coming up in this next year's draft, which will be taking place in Green Bay this year. So, kickoff to the Giants, and it looks like this one will be returned, and it will. Down the left side is number 17, and wrapped up at the 34-yard line, and that is where the Giants will start. Had a field goal to start off the game, but Malik Neighbors, being a sensational rookie out of LSU, of course, but he has been a monster for the Giants. And I believe he might be one of the many Rookie of the Year candidates as far as Offensive Rookie of the Years. I do think that Jaden Daniels is the Heisman, is the Offensive Rookie of the Year frontrunner right now as far as rookies go. But Malik Neighbors, you cannot ignore what this brother is doing. He's going to be a future star in the league. But Daniels yet to go to him tonight. And a handoff to Tracy. He's got him, and he's still going first down. There is a flag down in the secondary, so this one might be coming back. It is a first down for the moment. It is Tyrone Tracy, but who's the flag on? Holding on the offense. Holding against the offense. And it is number 76, guilty of the hold. So let's take a look at the play. So, oh, I see where it was. Oh, yep, the guy going down, that is going to draw it up every single time. But I do believe that is backs them up a little bit. Instead of 1st and 10, it is now 1st and 16 from the penalty because it is enforced from the spot of the foul. So TJ Watt yet to make a name so far early in this game. A quick catch by number 17. He is wrapped down at the 35-yard line, gets most of the yardage back from the penalty. It is Robinson, Wan'Dale Robinson, for the big catch. Number 17, Wan'Dale Robinson. So the Steelers defense, they have been the primary leading charge of their successful season so far. Their offense has been doing good at some cues within the season, but the defense has been stepping up as a matter of the last few weeks. Only 2 losses coming to the Colts and the Cowboys, which is still their only home loss. But a handoff to Tyrone Tracy, and he's got the first down, the rookie out of Purdue with the first down. Tyrone Tracy Jr. having a rookie year so far. He had a lot of good plays against Seattle during his time when he was starting that game because loads of players were out from that game. But Tyrone Tracy, I cannot ignore what this brother is doing. And he's probably going to fill the gap of Saquon Barkley very well. And Giants are still missing Saquon Barkley as well. But Jones in the back. He fakes the handoff. Pressure comes. He throws it. It is caught by 84. He's still on his feet. There is a flag down and close to the first down. But we'll check the flag. It is Theo Johnson, the rookie out of Penn State, for the catch, but there is a flag. An eligible receiver downfield against the offense, so that will bring this ball back. Theo Johnson with the catch, but it is neutralized because of Chris Hubbard's penalty. But 1 minute left to go in the first quarter. So, in case you're wondering about the time, with 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. And yeah, some of the O-lines were just way past there. And that was just a bad miscue by the New York Giants. But a few seconds earlier, then should be able to be the first down. Jones flips it to Tracy. It is caught. And still running down the left side. Another flag. We've seen a lot of laundry lately. Is a gain up to the 49-yard line, and it was not Tyrone Tracy, it was someone else, number 26. What is the flag on? Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense. It is number 56, Alex Highsmith, guilty of the roughing the passer. Instead of being a 3 and out, it is now a first down for the Giants after a penalty by Alex Highsmith. And that is a good call because it is just a hit on the quarterback, and they're going to be looking at the safety of the quarterback all the time. So Alex Highsmith guilty of the penalty. He's played in 5 games this year. He's had 15 tackles and a sack this year, but Alex Highsmith out on the sideline after the costly penalty that gives the Giants a first down inside of Steeler territory, to note. And Daniels looks to throw it. He throws, looking deep down the left side. Neighbors looks for it, incomplete. He wanted a flag, but he's not going to get one. So Malik Neighbors, it was Joey Porter Jr. on the coverage, and Brian Dable is hot. He wanted a flag. Let's see. And I would say there was a little bit of early contact, but he did grab his arm a little bit. But it was still a catchable ball, so I'm not certain. But there was a bit of separation, so I would not call that a flag because it's very close to call. And a run up the middle. This time it is their running back, Tyrone Tracy Jr., for a gain of 2, maybe 3 on the carry. So, man, but I mentioned this question earlier. Some people can answer it, some people can't. Who do you guys have as your top NFC front runner as we are going to the end of the first quarter? So the first quarter is coming to a close, so now it'll brought out to the second quarter, and we're 1 quarter away and 1 quarter down in this ball game. But who do you guys have here as your NFC front runner? Mine is personally the Lions. So let me know in the live chat if you can. And if you can't, that's alright. But man, this game has already been close. And the Giants are right now threatening. But man, this game is gonna be ugly for the first part because both teams are looking good right now. So I'm just checking my job here, job applications here. I'm just seeing if I have any jobs right now. Apply for it, doesn't look like there's one.
Anything updates?
Yeah, no updates yet on Indeed Flex, but still getting something.
Can you mute for a second?
Hold on. I'm gonna mute my side really quick. Hold on. But man, this game is ugly and close right now. Also, Game 3 of the World Series currently going on right now. Let me check the score of that. Hey Siri, what's the score of the World Series Game 3?
The Yankees are behind the Dodgers 2-0 in the top of the third inning.
Oh, yep.
World Series.
Dodgers again in the lead, but if the Yankees would lose that game, they're getting swept. If they lose this game at home against the Dodgers, they're getting swept. And the Dodgers are actually my Pops team, so I'm kind of rooting for them a little bit, but I did have the Yankees at the early part of the season. But 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Giants. There is a jump and a flag down, a false start against the Giants, and the crowd becoming a huge factor because that crowd in Pittsburgh is sure something. That crowd in Pittsburgh is sure something. But the Giants trying to get a touchdown on the board at the least because they are right now threatening. It is now 3rd and 12 now for the New York Giants. And they need to get at least to the 26-yard line for a first down. So Daniel Jones so far hasn't thrown a pick yet. Daniel Jones looks to throw. He caught. But Malik Neighbors, his first catch of the night, but 2 yards short of the first down. It will not be enough for a first. Malik Neighbors tried his best to get it, but was wrapped up by Joey Porter Jr. But man, that was a good wrap up by Joey Porter Jr. So big wrap up. And that will force the Giants to another field goal. So far it's a field goal game right now. It's just field goals right now. And what is this? It looks like the Giants are looking to go for it. And a very early decision by Brian Dable. Jones keeps it, throws. It is caught by Neighbors. First down, Giants. It is Malik Neighbors, the rookie out of LSU, with the big catch. And a huge first down for the New York Giants. And the Steelers defense did not see that one coming. I did not expect them to go for it. I was not expecting that whatsoever. And Malik Neighbors found himself wide open. It was Beanie Bishop, the rookie out of West Virginia, on the coverage. Rookie on that play. and Beanie Bishop has been a good piece. And he was just across the pond because he was in West Virginia. And the run to Tracy down the right side, he is about 2 to 3 yards short of the first down. And again, it's not Tracy. I get so confused. But it is Devin Singletary, the former Texan that was with the Houston Texans last year during their great run from being 3-13-1 a season ago and then becoming 10-7. So Devin Singletary and Terrell Tracy are to becoming 2 really big running back factors. And right now, the run game seems to be working against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've had 17 straight drives without a touchdown. Can they finally put one up this time? And Jones fakes the handoff. There is a flag. It looks like a free play. It is caught. And he is in the touchdown Giants. But there is a flag. So hold on a second. It is a touchdown if it stands. An illegal shift against the offense. So a big penalty that will draw the Giants back. Could have been a touchdown, but not quite because there was an illegal shift. And let's see. Oh, Neighbors wasn't set. That is what I think they were looking at. Neighbors wasn't set. So Brian Dable getting hot on his quarterback from the sideline. But that was a big penalty that cost them. I thought it was offsides because it normally happens that way, but it was an illegal shift as well. So 2nd down and 7. Jones looks to throw. He has time. Flips it. It is incomplete. It was intended for 81, but out of bounds. There is a flag down, so hold on. There is another flag. How many flags have we seen so far? Like 10? My goodness. So let's see what happens. It was tipped by Deshaun Elliott, the former Miami Dolphin. And it looks like from what the referees are doing, it is against the Giants. An illegal formation against the Giants. And the Steelers are electing to decline it, and that will set up 2nd down or 3rd down. 3rd down. It'll set up 3rd down for the Giants. But the Giants, they have not had a touchdown in 17 consecutive drives. Can they put an end to that streak? Into that unfortunate streak. But that illegal shift really cost them because that would have been a touchdown. And it is 3rd and 8 coming up for the Giants. 3 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the right, 3 to the left. Jones throws it, looking to the end zone. Oh my gosh! Incomplete. It was caught, but just out of bounds. It was Neighbor, the intended target. They are calling it out of bounds. Let's see if he got his toes in. Let's see. There is one and... Oh, yep, the second toe didn't touch down. That is incomplete. That is a good call by the officials. And Neighbors almost had that touchdown. So freaking close. But Brian Dable is fuming right now. I don't know why. But man. The Giants will now have to settle for another field goal. Kick is up, and it's good again. We are tied again at 6. And Brian Dable is still fuming on the sideline. Brian Dable is still fuming. And he has been an emotional coach. Because Brian Dable, some of the games that I have seen from this guy, from this coach, he's been fuming sometimes. But as you can see, I'm wearing a costume. It is my Union Titan mascot uniform. It's representing the U right here. Representing the, not Miami U, but the Union U. So I'm representing my school, my alma mater. But this game's already looking like it's going to be another game. But we are a few moments away also from the half. But I'm going to be myself really quick. I'm going to call one of my puppies over as well. Sorry about that. I was having a discussion with my mom here, but man, this game already becoming nitty and gritty. Both sides scoring on each of their first 2 drives, and not touchdowns, but very close to being touchdown on one of each of their drives. The Giants would have had a touchdown if they did not do an illegal shift, and Brian Dable was still fuming on the sidelines. And Brian Dable, I mean, he was a good coach. He's a good coach, but it's just been derailed for the last 2 years because Daniel Jones is just not that guy, in my personal opinion. And I just think they got to start Drew Lock at some point. They got to start him at some point. And either they start Drew Lock or they just tank it because they can go out there and get a quarterback. What I am looking at the Giants, and I think they should try to go after a quarterback. I believe that they should try to go after. Let me see if I can pull him up on my end, because I know there is a good quarterback available that I want to see the G-men go out there and get. I would really be interested to see if the Giants quarterback I think they should try to go after in the draft is Jalen Milroe. That brother has been doing good in Alabama. But, I mean, he's been a really good playmaker, and that is something that the Giants desperately need. But another Alabama quarterback, hopefully that one ain't a bust either, because Bryce Young already being another bust. But now it is 6 apiece. The Steelers are about to get the ball back after the Giants scored another field goal. It has been a field goal type of game for both of these teams. Not a single touchdown by either team yet. And no takeaway either. So the Giants kick it off. It is back into the end zone. It will be need for a touchback. Good move by Jalen Warren. So now combined teams, they've been 0-4 in the red zone touchdown area. So they've been not able to improvise in the end zone. 2 touchdowns have been called back because of penalties. There's been a total of 7 penalties so far. I thought there was 10. But yeah, these penalties are becoming a very big factor and cost both of these teams a touchdown. But Russ now back in the backfield for the Steelers. And two receivers are in the back for Russell Wilson. They're going to probably run it. And Russ fakes the handoff, throws, and it is incomplete. Went in and out of the hands of Najee Harris. And a big drop by Najee Harris. He was declined his 5th-year option, and he will be a free agent next year if the Steelers do not extend him. So Jalen Warren is going to be on the free agent block next year. So we'll see if he does end up going anywhere, because lots of good free agents are upcoming. Really, really good free agents, as a matter of fact, including Justin Fields if he doesn't get extended. But Harris out to the right. Oh my gosh, what a hurdle by Najee. And it's a first down for the Steelers. What a big-time hurdle by Najee Harris. That was an amazing hurdle and a great run by Najee. He hurdled perfectly over one of the defenders of the Giants. And man, what a hurdle. It was Deontay Banks that he hurdled over. That was a good play by Najee Harris, being aware. But 1st and 10 now for the Steelers at the 44.5-yard line. Inside the 40 and 43. But Russ keeps it, looks to throw. He does. It is incomplete on the ground. And Russ got hit, but there's no flag. And it was a light tap. But it was Deontay Banks on the coverage. He was a big piece for the Giants last year, even though in their losing effort. But the loss of Xavier McKinney to the Green Bay Packers has been hurting the Giants. The loss of Xavier McKinney has been hurting them. So now, the Steelers 2nd down and 10 for the black and gold. Russ in shotgun again, throws. It is caught and wrapped down for a first down. It is Van Jefferson again. It's been a major X factor for the Steelers. Van Jefferson has had some time. He's been a lot of different places. From what I know, he's been in New York. He's been with the Rams. Or is that another Jefferson? No, yeah, that's another Jefferson. But he's been a lot of different places. But we'll see if the Steelers can get their offense going with a touchdown. But Russ fakes the handoff. He throws. It is caught by Harris up the middle. And it gets the first down. It is finally wrapped up by the Giants defense down at around the 30. And the Steelers are just tricking them up because the running back ran right through the middle and was wide open. They were just not covering him. They were trying to back up because they thought Russell Wilson was going to try and pass. So we'll see what the Steelers could do. 1st and 10 now at the 31-yard line of the New York Giants. And Russ hands it off up the middle to Harris. Being wrapped up from behind for a gain of 7. And now we have 2nd down and 3 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Najee Harris, like I said, he did not get his 5th-year extension. So he will be a free agent at the beginning of the offseason. So some teams I think should go and try to look for him to get acquired if he doesn't return to Pittsburgh is the Dallas Cowboys. But Harris up the middle again. This time he is snuffed. And that will bring up 3rd down. But Harris, I do believe some free agent targets that should try and go and get him is like the Cowboys that need him. Maybe the Seahawks. Maybe the Seahawks can try to go out there and get a veteran running back. Because Najee Harris is going to be a free agent at the end of the year. That is, if the Steelers do not pay him his money. So it is 3rd down and 4 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, a loss of 1 on the carry. And Russ looks to throw it. He does, and it is caught by George Pickens. He's still on his feet, down to the 15, and wrapped out of bounds at the 10, or close to the 10, and it's a 1st down for Pittsburgh again. But the Steelers have not been able to get a red zone touchdown. Can they get one in there this time? So the Steelers, they are trying to get it into the end zone because they have just not been doing good in the red zone area of getting a touchdown. So we'll see if they can get it because this game is getting really close. A little too close, if you ask me. But Russell Wilson has yet to throw an interception with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Didn't throw one last week and hasn't thrown one yet. Handoff up the middle to Warren. He is brought down. Only a gain of 2 on the carry. And it is Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence in there on the tackle. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for the New York Giants. So a total of 100 yards each. 196 yards for the Steelers, 119 yards for the Giants. But we'll see. Both sides' offenses have been really good so far. Russ has yet to throw an interception early in this game. Russ fakes the handoff, looks to throw. He flips out to his left. He has time, throws, and it is caught. But was he in? No signal yet and incomplete. Caught out of bounds by Jalen Warren. Almost got his feet in. But he'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the black and yellow. For the black and gold, my bad. But George Pickens, yeah, he was being covered right in the back. And he did step out of bounds. But it's 3rd down and 8 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are trying to get a touchdown. Russell Wilson has not thrown an interception yet with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the play clock is running down, and the Steelers are going to have to call a timeout. Play clock was running out, and they are just trying to come up with a little scheme. So, Russell Wilson, he's been a little really good. He's been doing decent with the Steelers. But the Steelers have already had some missed opportunities, of course, on that touchdown pass. But it got called back because of the penalty. And then he had a man wide open, but just underthrew him. So Russell Wilson trying to revive his career after slanting deeply when he was in the Denver Broncos organization. That is right now 5-2 right now, or actually 5-3. The Broncos have been nothing to ignore because the Broncos, they are sure something after the Week 1 loss against my Seahawks. But 3rd and 8 coming up for the team known as the Steelers. And Russell Wilson in the back, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Russ looks to throw it. He's pressured, hit as he throws, and it is caught, and it is a touchdown. Pittsburgh is on the board and finally get their touchdown, and there's no flag this time. George Pickens in the end zone for the touchdown. So the Steelers get the first touchdown of this football game. And was almost, if Deontay Banks would have gone up there and tried to jump in front of Pickens, he probably would have had a shot to pick that off. But George Pickens, once again, showed why they drafted him a few years ago. But what a catch by George Pickens. So the Steelers finally, after 2 drives, get their first touchdown on the board. And this is looking really good for the Steelers, if, of course, you are a Steelers fan. So, let's see. 1 foot is down, and the right foot got the right one tapped twice. So, let's see. 1, and then hops it up, and then 2. But did he maintain control? Mainly they're looking for like that 3rd foot, but it does look like they are going to review this. That is a good call from what I'm getting, because he caught it, he had his feet in bounds, and it is caught for the touchdown. And what is this from George Pickens? Oh my goodness, they took the touchdown off of the board. They're saying it's incomplete, but they are going back to review it. Oh my goodness. It is ruled an incomplete pass at the moment, and Pittsburgh is challenging it. And Mike Tomlin is challenging that ruling. The right foot was on the field twice, but the left foot never touched down. The right one kind of bounced up in the air and then hit the ground inside of the inbounds. So I still think that should be a touchdown. So I'm not sure, but sorry, my dogs are barking. Hold on just a second. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. But man, what a huge turn of events here in the city of Pittsburgh. They had a touchdown, but that is now going under review. So we will see what happens in that circumstance. But we'll see. Right now, the Steelers, it's ruled an incompletion, but I think that's a touchdown. They should stay with what they had before, and that should be a touchdown. And if that's ruled to an incomplete pass, I think Mike Tomlin's going to have some words with the referees there. And we've rarely seen any calls go against the Steelers in past years because for some weird reason the refs have been on the Steelers' side for some games more than others. Especially some in last year where they were playing against the Rams. Looked like they were short of the first down, but they ruled the first down. And couldn't be reviewed because it was passed above the 2-minute warning there, but that was just a bad call on the game last year when the Steelers went against the Rams. That was just a bad call by the refs. But you can't control what they do because I think they're ultimately for the Steelers right now. Just from what I can get from certain situations. There's some situations where I agree with the flags, but in some other situations, I'm just not very cool with this some of the calls that the referees make. So right now, it was originally ruled a touchdown, but then it got overturned to an incomplete pass Tomlin and the Steelers are challenging that ruling on the field. It is right now an incomplete pass, but I think that should be stand as a touchdown. So let's see again. So the right foot hit, and then it bounced up and then hit again. I don't know if it has to be both feet down, but I think that should just be a touchdown. I think that should be a touchdown. And it looks like they are not going to overturn it. It is ruled an incomplete pass. And the Steelers are charged with their first time out. But did they get the touchdown? No, they didn't. It was taken off of the board. That is a bad call by the refs. Now they have to settle for a field goal. And the Steelers fans are not happy here. The Steelers fans ain't happy here because that should have been a touchdown. And I know my good pal that is a Steelers fan is not going to be happy with that penalty. Let me actually text him to see if he is listening, is doing that right now. Did you see that call? I had sent a message to my pal. I don't know if he got the gist of what happened, but basically if you missed it, it was originally ruled a touchdown, then it got overruled to an incomplete pass, and it stays in it as an incomplete pass, but it was only one of the 2 feet that were down. The right foot was down, and then it bounced up, and then it went down again. I'm not sure if it has to have both feet down, but that is just a bad call and a big break for the New York Football Giants. A huge break for the Giants. Let me see. Oh, his second foot never hit, so I thought it had to be at least 1 foot. Because I thought it was just having to be 1 foot with that touchdown at least twice. So the Giants might have gotten away with a penalty, might have gotten away with one, but I still think that should have been ruled a touchdown. But the Giants will now get the ball back. It'll be down in the end zone for a touchback. And their O-line has just had some very big miscues. Chris Hubbard primarily has not been really good. He's not been able to stop any of the pressurers from Pittsburgh. And they should just go out and bench Chris Hubbard right now. They should, because that brother is not doing anything for their offensive line. Chris Hubbard has allowed 3 pressures versus Alex Highsmith, which that is going to be the primary matchup to look at, and then also when TJ Watt matches up against him, and also along with Patrick Queen. But first and 10 from the Giants' own 30-yard line, and a handoff up the middle. It is, I believe, Tyrone Tracy. Yes, it is, for a gain of 1. The Steelers are finally trying to realize that they are just going to run this ball down their throat. And pretty much the Cowboys set the blueprints on how to defeat the Steelers. They pretty much set the blueprint. Even though it was Justin Fields starting that game, the Cowboys and Colts have set the blueprint on how to defeat the Steelers. But the Chiefs are still undefeated. But a handoff to Tracy, he has got a few yards and gets a gain of 4. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5 coming up for the black and gold. So it is 3rd down and 5 from the Giants' 35-yard line. Yeah, they'll bring up, 3rd down and 3. And TJ Watt, we have not heard his name called that much today. And Cam Hayward, the Walter Payton Man of the Year award last year, has not been doing anything as well. So keeping an eye on that. But 3rd and 3, Jones looks to throw. He does. Wide open. Oh, and incomplete. Darius Slayton got hit hard. And he is slow to get up. It was Minka Fitzpatrick on the coverage. What a defense by Pittsburgh. And what a punch by Minka Fitzpatrick. And that will force the Cowboys to punt. And yeah, it'll force them to punt. the first punt of this ball game. B Storm, how you doing, man? What's going on with you? But I want to ask a question if you have a chat available. Who is your NFC front runner right now as far as right now goes? Let me know in the comments who you guys have as an NFC front runner. But a fair catch made at the 17-yard line, and that is where the Steelers will start. But Russell Wilson has yet to throw an interception for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But we'll see, of course, what happens. But let me know in the comments let me know in the chat if you guys can. Let me know on who you guys have as your top NFC front runner. Let me know in the comments. But, I mean, this game's been really close. The touchdown got taken off the board. B Storm says the Lions. That's a good choice because Lions, they've just been looking so dominant. The Lions, they have just been a definition of a championship team. And I do think they're going to make the Super Bowl this year, regardless of Aiden Hutchinson being out. I do believe the Lions are going to try to trade for someone at the deadline to get at least someone to cover in the role of Aiden Hutchinson, maybe like a Zadarius Smith, maybe Hassan Reddick, and maybe someone else, maybe like Patrick Queen, but I'm not sure on who they should try to go for because they need some kind of edge rusher, and I don't think there's a way that the Cleveland Browns are trading away Myles Garrett. There's no way, heck, that's happening. But trade deadline is almost coming up. Trade deadline is just around the corner. What is the trade that you guys think could happen at the deadline? Let me know in the comments on what you guys think should be at the trade deadline. Let me know in the comments. But in the chat. Let me know in the chat. I get the chat and comments very confused. But, man, this season has just been so kooky. The NFC North is just a gauntlet right now. The NFC West is wide open. Lots of stuff that we expected at the beginning of the season is certainly not happening right now. The Seahawks, 49ers, and Cardinals are each 4-4. The Cardinals right now lead the division because of the head-to-head advantage that they have against the 49ers. But, it has been interesting. B Storm says, Jets. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry for you, B Storm. I really am because the Jets, they were hyped up to be such a really good team. I don't know what happened with the Jets, but the Aaron Rodgers experiment has clearly gone wrong. And even though they brought Devontae Adams in, I just don't think there is a way that the Jets are going to make the playoffs now that they lost to the Patriots. But here we go. At the 18-yard line is where the Steelers will start. So, and Russ hands it off to Harris, and he is wrapped down for maybe a 2 to 3 yard gain. Najee Harris was declined his 5th-year option at the beginning of the season, so if he doesn't get extended, he will be a free agent to start the next season, to start the off season. Which I stated earlier, if he does become a free agent, some teams I would look at is like the Cowboys, maybe the Seahawks to be in the running. But Russ is sacked, and it is number 51 on the sack. Ojulari, one person that has been in many trade rumors. But, Isaiah Simmons could still be traded at the deadline. Ojulari, number 51, could still be traded. But, man, and I'm a Seahawks fan, so anything to help our offensive line is going to really help my team. Because Geno Smith, he's been trying his best, but the O-line has just been constantly just being pressured because they've been banged up. 3rd and 12, a flip back to Harris. Harris has got some daylight. He has a first down and more. Down inside, around the middle of the 30 and 35-yard line. Warren has been like that wrecking ball for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And let me know who you guys have tonight. I'm probably thinking that most of you guys have the Steelers because the Giants, they're just a little swamp right now. But they've been doing really good. There's still some players on there that could be potentially traded at the deadline. But man, these next few weeks are going to be very interesting. It's going to tell us who we are going to see more of. But a handoff to Warren, he breaks a tackle, but almost gets away and is wrapped up for only a 1 to 2 yard gain. But I want to ask you a question, and this is probably a question for some people or like your favorite team. If you have a trade that you guys might have in mind for a specific team, let me know in the comments or let me know in the live chat that if you guys have a trade that you guys would like to see, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat so I can see it. So Russ fakes the handoff, quick throw to Pickens. It is caught, has some space, and it's a first down. George Pickens, a big gain on the carry. But man, George Pickens has been that big key factor for the Steelers. But of course, there has been some other ones as well. Wearing, of course, my Titan uniform to represent my alma mater, Union. So I'm still representing them to this day. Still trying to get back in contact with them to see if I can do something for them in return. Because that's how loyal to the fan base I am. But 1st and 10 for the Steelers at their own 46. Russell Wilson has yet to throw an interception. Russ hands it off, and he is snuffed. Dexter, oh wait, no, that's not Dexter Lawrence. Number 98 would not be fooled. And he wraps up Jalen Warren for a big loss. It is Watts. A. Watts for the big time bring down. And man, what an effort by 98, number 96. Great effort by that man. Great effort. But now they'll set up 2nd down and, let me see, 2nd down and 13. 2nd and 13. Russ has yet to throw an interception for the Steelers. And Russ takes a snap, looks to throw it. He is being pressured by Burns, escapes down the right, and it is caught. It is number 81. I'm not familiar with on who that guy is. Trying to get his name. It is Parut. Michael Parut. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Not familiar with on who that guy is. I think he might be a rookie. Or maybe an undrafted rookie free agent. But not familiar with seeing that brother. But the Steelers, they've been doing good regardless of some of the injuries that they've had, especially Cordell Patterson, who was with Atlanta last year, didn't have a single touchdown. He's had a few touchdowns this year. 3rd and 3 coming up for the Steelers. It might be a run. Russ looks to throw it. He has yet to throw an interception. He is in trouble and pressured by Burns, and he is sacked. Brian Burns, the former Carolina Panther, with a big sack, and also along with Dexter Lawrence in there for some of the pressure as well. I'm not allowed to say his nickname because he's a family friend of jail. But man, that is a good play made by the defense of the New York Giants. That is a great stop. And they needed something like this to get some momentum going for their side. But, I mean, as the Seahawks, I'm going to touch on my team here and when we go to commercial. And also along with a couple of other teams because I do like talking about some other good teams. Oh, and it looks like we are going to a commercial. So, I mean, Seattle, they did have that loss to the Buffalo Bills just this past week. DK Metcalf was out this past week. He should be back upcoming this week against the Los Angeles Rams. And, oh my goodness, the Seahawks, I don't know what was going on with the sideline issues, but that needs to get resolved. Because Derek Hall, I know that brother has been a cat. He's been pretty much the leading sacker of the Seahawks defense. But you need to keep your cool. You made a costly penalty during the span of the beginning of the first half. I don't remember exactly what it was. I believe it was a roughing the passer. And then it was Jared Reed, and also along with Derek Hall getting into a scuffle. That was just embarrassing. That was just embarrassing as a Seahawks fan. That was just embarrassing. Because that was just bad. I hate to see something like that. That was just awful. Hopefully, the Seahawks can rebound next week. They got a home game next week against the Los Angeles Rams that are back and healthy. That does bring up a little concern in my eyes. But going to another team I wanted to talk about, which was the Ravens, that surprisingly lost to the Browns. I mean, that was just a big surprise. I know that the quarterback issue has been a main factor in Cleveland, but still, you lost to Jameis Winston. And that is just not okay. The Ravens, they had many opportunities to win that ball game. It had a big pass down the middle of the field, trying to get it to Rashawn Bateman. I believe this is the brother's name. But the Ravens, if they don't get back into a groove, they are not going to make the playoffs. But right now they're sitting at 5-3, and right now they are looking pretty solid. They just, I think, had a bad week this week. They'll reload on something they have coming up. Also, the Ravens do play the Denver Broncos this upcoming week. So that's another matchup to keep an eye on, because the Broncos have been nothing to ignore either. And the Cardinals haven't been nothing to ignore either. The Cardinals are actually doing something, for crying out loud. For once, Kyler Murray is going to stop playing Call of Duty and actually playing the dang football. And I know that recent Call of Duty 6 came out, so I'm not a big gamer. I was back in the past, but not anymore because of some issues. But 19 straight drives now for the Giants without a touchdown. They are trying to get a touchdown on the board for the first time since 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure exactly on who they played. So it is second down, and it was, I believe, a run. They've been doing a lot. They've been doing a lot better. Oh, it was a QB sneak, but Daniels could not get away. And I mean, the Giants have been doing good at getting through the run. So hold on just a second. My mom just got back with some drinks for me. With a drink for her and a drink for me. A little kombucha. For those of you that are not familiar, these are actually really good for you. These are really good for you. They're filled with probiotics, and that is really good for your stomach, in case you didn't know. So a play happened as well, and I wasn't able to catch it. It is third down now for the Giants. Both sides have been recently forced to punt. Both sides have punted for the first time. But, man, this season has been very interesting. The Vikings, we were not expecting them to start off 5-0, but they have gone on a 2-game little slant ever since they lost to the Lions and then lost to the Rams this week in a little bit of a controversial face mask. I don't know if any of you watched, but during the game between the Rams and the Vikings, there was a missed face mask. But Daniels, in the shotgun, throws, and oh my goodness, caught! And he's still on his feet! And it is Darius Slayton for a huge first down for the Giants. Darius Slayton being a big, huge factor for this football team. But, man, they are doing something. I mean, the Giants, I think they're just a quarterback away from being at least a competitive team in the NFC East. But speaking of the NFC East, who was expecting the Commanders? But Daniels looks to throw it. It is caught by Slayton again. He's been a reliable number 2 overall receiver because of Malik Neighbors, of course. We've not heard Neighbors' name called that much either. So Darius Slayton being a big-time factor in this football game. But I'm going to talk about the Commanders in the next commercial break. 40 seconds to go. 2 timeouts remaining for the New York Giants. And they are right now close to the break of field goal range. But let me know in the comments, who do you think is the NFC dark horse other than the Lions? Who do you think is your NFC dark horse? If you can comment. And Jones throws it. It is caught. Hit as he threw it. And it is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson with a big catch. And it is the rookie out of NC State, Patrick Wilson, with the bring down. But let me know if you can in the chat who you guys have as your NFC dark horse. And then I'll let you know of mine. Well, I have two, pretty much. But, oh man, Daniels went down hard, but seems to be okay. And then if he does go down, or if he does get subbed out, you got Thomas DeVito there, which he was a big storyline last year in the last little stretch of the season for the Giants. But, man, it is 2nd down and 6 coming up for the New York Giants. And haven't had a touchdown in 19 consecutive drives. Had a touchdown, but it was called back because of a penalty. Jones, in shotgun, throws it left side, and almost near it could have been picked off. But good defense by the former Carolina Panther, Deontay Jackson, I believe. Deontay Jackson. Or something like that. But, man, it has been, I mean, the Steelers, I was not expecting them to do this good. I was not expecting them to be this good. But, the Steelers, if they keep up the way they're playing, they could be a threat in the AFC race. They really could be. And probably could win their division even. But we'll see, of course, what they can do. So it's 3rd and 6 coming up for the Giants. And Jones throws it. It is caught and close to a 1st down. It will depend on the spot. They are going to mark him 2 yards shy of the 1st down. So, are you going to go for it, or are you going to take the field goal? I would take the point, because you've been doing a good job at that so far. It is Eric Gray that made the catch. But they are going to take the point, so that is a good call by Brian Dable, because I would take the points regardless of the situation. I would take it regardless. So, field goal attempt upcoming. Kick is on its way, and it is up through the middle again. A perfect night for the Giants kicker. So, man, 21 seconds to go remaining in the 1st half. But at halftime, there's going to be a lot of talk I'm going to do. I'm going to go over some topics I wanted to go over. So, for the Commanders, I have them as one of my 2 dark horse teams. The Vikings are the other team that I have as a dark horse. The Vikings, they have been looking good. Even though without T.J. Hawkinson, I do believe they are going to be a dominant force when T.J. Hawkinson comes back healthy. And then as far as the Commanders go, that Hail Mary, I mean, dang. That Hail Mary, I am still recovering from what I saw there. That was an amazing pass by Jaden Daniels, and they got lucky on that batted pass to Noah Brown. They got very, very lucky. But the Commanders were able to escape with the win, and hey, I was right on my pick, so I'll take it. But I'm currently 9 and 6 on the week. If the Steelers win this game, I'll be 9 and 7. If the Giants win, I'll be other way around. If the Steelers win, I'll be 10 and 6. If the Giants win, I'll be 9 and 6. 9 and 7, my bad. But I'm getting a little math confused. But yep, the nickname popped up on the screen for Dexter Lawrence, but I'm not allowed to say his nickname because this is a family-friendly channel. But man, Dexter Lawrence has been around the field. He has been able to get pressures on Russell Wilson and has sacked, and the Giants have sacked Russell Wilson twice. But 21 seconds to go. Are the Steelers going to try and attempt to go and get in field goal range? And I think that's what they probably are going to do. Because it's a tied football game at 9 apiece. So we'll see, of course, what happens. But third, Russell Wilson throws. It is caught. And it is, I believe, Calvin Austin for the big catch. And now they have to run a play quickly because the time is ticking down. 10 seconds to go. And Russell Wilson is just going to clock it. He has been very good in these situations. But are you going to try a Hail Mary? Aaron Rodgers was able to do one before halftime last week. A few weeks ago in the Monday Night Showdown they had against the Buffalo Bills. Does Russell Wilson have room for a vintage moment throws it. It is caught, but that is tackled inbounds, and that will send us to the half. And the Giants and Steelers are even 9 apiece going into the half. And man, it has been a jam-packed first half. And this honestly has been a great first half. Both sides are putting up an effort to try and at least get something going. But man, it is becoming good. I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to go and take 5, but I'll be back in just a second. Alright, I'm back. So, there's some stuff I do want to try to talk about while we are on the half. So, man, this week has been really, really action-packed. There's been some close games and there has been some blowouts. The Lions, they just destroyed the Tennessee Titans. So, I mean, it is an interesting NFL season. But it's really becoming interesting. But hey, hold on, guys. There we go. Sorry. Hold on. Girls, no barking. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry, my dogs are barking in the back. But, hey, girls, shut it. Hey, no barking. Let's see, so. But let me check some scores around, because we have a sports on what was it called? We got MLB, NBA, NHL, and NFL going on right now. We have a load of sports going on right now. Sports equinox going on right now. We have all four leagues playing on the same day. So only once every few years we get this. So I'm gonna check some scores around some of the leagues. So I'm gonna check on some of the scores if you guys want to tune in for that. Hey Siri, what's the score of the Dodgers game? Let's see on how they're doing. Oh. Okay. So the Dodgers are looking to try to take a 3-0 series lead. And then let me ask Siri about what the scores are around the NHL, just to check on that area. Hey Siri, what's the score around the NHL? Siri, what's the score around the NHL? So, for some hockey fans in here, the Maple Leafs lead the Jets 5-2. The Predators and Lightning are tied 2 apiece. The Blackhawks and the Avs Blackhawks have the lead against the Avs 3-2. The Utah hockey team is up 2-0. Girls, zip it. And the Blue Jackets defeated the Edmonton Oilers 6-1. The Panthers beat the Buffalo Sabres, and some other games we have going on later tonight is my Golden Knights going against the Calgary Flames for the top spot of the Pacific right now. And then let me check some scores around the NBA. Hey Siri, what's the score around the NBA?
Here are the NBA.
So let us see what is going on. Girls, zip it. Sorry about the dogs in the background. But Celtics currently lead 108 to 94 against the Milwaukee. The Wizards are on top of the Hawks, Atlanta Hawks right now, 108 to 101. The Heat are up against the Detroit Pistons, 90 to 84. And then the Cavaliers are up on the Knicks, 96 to 91. The Raptors are up on the Nuggets, 101 to 93. The Grizzlies are up on the Bulls, 97 to 91. The Rockets lead the Spurs right now, 78 to 59. And then the Mavericks lead at halftime. They lead 49 to 43. And then a game that wrapped up earlier today was the Magic upsetting the Indiana Pacers. But man, it has been jam-packed. But I wanted to throw out this question. This has been something I have been questioning myself on. Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to do college football coverage. Because there are some games next week that I want to try to do, but of course my job schedule is still questionable for that next week. Do you guys want me to do college football coverage? Let me know. And if there is a game I can do, I will have that link posted. Some games I'm thinking about doing is like Texas A&M against South Carolina, Miami against Duke, and then also along with a couple of others. But let me know if you guys want me to do college football coverage, because I am willing to do that. But of course, it would depend on the my schedule. Let me know. But speaking of college football, let me see what games we got coming up next week. Hey Siri, what's the score around college football?
I'm having a bit of trouble here.
Hey Siri, what is the next upcoming schedule for college football?
Here's what's coming up in college football for week 10.
Okay, so from what I am looking at, some of the most notable ones are Miami versus Duke, Ohio State versus Penn State. Let us see what else there is. Florida against the Georgia Bulldogs. Texas Tech and Iowa State. Texas Tech got upset by TCU. And then another few ones that are mainly notable to keep an eye on are Oregon and Michigan. And then also later on in the day, we have Texas A&M on Saturday going against South Carolina. And then other than that, there are some really good matchups that are going to happen later on throughout that day. But if you guys want me to do college football coverage, let me know. But while we're at half, if you guys can put in the chat. If you guys can't, that's fine. If you guys want to answer this question, who do you guys think is the top AFC front runner for the AFC right now? But I'm going to run and use the restroom before we come back from halftime. So I will be back in just a second. Alright, I'm back. I took my little costume off, so I'm using casual clothing now. So we are about to get back into the second half of this football game. The Giants will receive this second half because they deferred in the first half to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So now we will see if the Giants can put up something in the second half, if they can try to get a little more momentum going in their favor. But they've had a few touchdown opportunities, both of these teams, but they've been called back either due to penalties or just bad plays. But I mean, this game is far from over. If there's still a lot of time left, I'm gonna be over 500 on the week either way. So, man, we'll see. But it's 9-9, start of the third quarter, and we are about to get started here in the second half of this football game. The Giants are trying to pull off an upset while the Steelers are trying to take the lead of the AFC North. Because if they win this game, they will take the lead ahead of the Baltimore Ravens because of their loss to the Browns earlier this week. But they are just looking good. But hold on, I'm going to mute myself for a second. Sorry, my dogs have just been barking lately. I just don't know what the heck they are barking at because I don't hear anything. I don't know if y'all can hear anything. But, man, here we go. So it will be in the end zone for a touchback. And the Giants will start from their own 30. So they've been doing really good as far as the run game goes and then passing sometimes. The Giants have been playing a relatively close game. And the way they found Darius Slayton on that first drive, that was just an amazing pass. And they've been able to find those deep route guys in the slots. So that has been a primary weak spot. So hopefully the Steelers can rebound from some of that. Not a single takeaway in this game so far. And Daniels hands it off to Tracy. And he's got about a half a yard to gain. And that'll bring up second down and maybe 10 to 9. 10 or 9. But Tracy got hurt at the end of the first half with a shoulder. They are just mentioning that. So that is something to keep an eye on. He is still playing, but that is something to keep an eye on. So, Giants line up in formation. Second down and 10. Coming up for the New York Giants. And here we go. Daniel Jones hands it off up the middle again. It is Tracy. Down the middle, first down and more. He is still going down inside of the 45-yard line. Tyrone Tracy Jr., the rookie out of Purdue, having a great rookie season, even though the record doesn't speak for it. But man, Tracy, he found that open lane. He kind of gives me vibes of K9, of Kenneth Walker. He kind of gives me vibes of that brother. He's got speed, he's got physicality, but Tracy, he's looking really good. He's looking really good. And that by far might be a steal of a pick for the New York Giants. Because that brother is sure performing. But Daniel Jones, he takes the snap, does look to throw. Pressure comes, and just underthrew his man. It was Darius Slayton, the intend to target. And now they'll bring up second and 10 upcoming for the New York Giants. But now on the brink of being in field goal range, and Malik Neighbors was wide open on the right. How do you miss that? Because he was looking at the other way. And there were people coming. But, man, this rest of the game is going to be ugly from here on out. But Jones, he hands it off to Tracy again. Rely more on the run. What one team in particular should be doing. And then he's got a gain of 6. That'll bring up third and manageable for the New York Giants. And Tyrone Tracy, so a little bit more information on this young man. he was his hometown is Indianapolis, Indiana. He played 4 seasons with Indiana, the Hawkeyes, and then transferred to Purdue at the last little glance, and then was drafted by the Giants. Quick throw, and it is caught. It is Malik Neighbors, the rookie out of LSU, for a huge first down, and the Giants are in field goal range. Man, Malik Neighbors, this young man has been a stud for the Giants. Primarily every single rookie has, because Neighbors is showing up, Tracy is showing up, Theo Johnson is showing up when he has to, and the rookie class of 2024 for the Giants is making a big impact on some of the plays by the New York Giants. 1st and 10 now from the 31-yard line of Pittsburgh. A run to Tracy and is snuffed at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, maybe a loss of a yard. But Neighbors, the first 5 selections were Malik Neighbors, Tyler Newband, Drew Phillips, Theo Johnson, and Tyrone Tracy. But all that rookie class has been a massive factor. So I believe that I would give the draft class of the Giants a B+, because their record is not good, but the rookies are starting to show up. So 2nd and 10 coming from the Steelers' 31-yard line. And Jones, he looks to throw it. Pressure is coming. He escapes the pressure, and he is sacked. And TJ Watt, his first sack of the night. And TJ Watt finally getting in there. Watt with the sack. And now they'll bring up 3rd and 19 now for the Pittsburgh Steelers after a big sack by TJ Watt. And TJ Watt, I think he's one of the 3 defensive player of the year candidates. Because Aiden Hutchinson was a defensive player of the year candidate before he got injured. I believe that Dexter Lawrence could be in that category, and then also along with a few other guys. And Jones, he looks to throw it. He has time. He is in trouble and sacked again. And this time it is Alex Highsmith, and that knocks them out of field goal range. And the terrible towels are being waved in Pittsburgh. And the Giants are forced to punt. And it'll bring up 4th and 22. The defense of Pittsburgh comes out with a huge stop. And very much needed, because the Giants were in field goal range, but now have been sacked out of the range in back-to-back sacks. And now the Giants are forced to punt. And the punt is off, and it'll be caught, but is immediately wrapped up at the 6-yard line, I think. Oh, wait, no, 16. But TJ Watt finally get his first sack of the night. And then Alex Highsmith also getting a sack. Oh, jeez. Come on, TV, not now. Hold on a second, fellas. Hold on, guys. Oh, my gracious, girls. Man, this game is just a defensive battle right now. It really is. But we'll see what happens. But, I mean, talking a little NBA here a little bit, I just think the Lakers, they are 3-0 right now, but I just don't think that they are going to be, that this is going to continue. Because last year they were doing really good and won the in-season tournament, NBA in-season tournament, and then went on to make the play-in tournament, and then play against Denver where they would eventually get swept. So, I just don't think the Lakers are a good of a team. But, I mean, it's still early in the NBA season. It is still early. So, we'll see what happens. But, second half already getting underway. The Giants tried to move the football, but they couldn't get away from TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. So, out of field goal range, they had to punt it back to the 16-yard line of Pittsburgh. So, now the Giants will have to play very good defense here in order to get the stop. Also, Thursday night will be the Texans and the Jets. I will not, unfortunately, be able to do any of the Thursday night games because I do not have Prime. I will not be able to do any Thursday night games, so unfortunately. But, this year has been so fascinating. Anything can happen as far as what we have seen. But, man, this year has just been crazy. The NFC West is wide open as heck. The NFC North is just stacked top to bottom. Although the Bears did give up that Hail Mary to the Washington Commanders. But, man, it is just becoming really nitty and gritty here in the last little stretch. So Pittsburgh is tied 9-9 apiece. Russell Wilson flips it back to Najee, but is snuffed down. Only a gain of about 1.5 yards on the carry, maybe even 2. But Russell Wilson, he has yet to throw an interception in this football game, let alone in his time in the city of Pittsburgh. He has yet to throw an interception. So we'll see if he does throw one. He has yet to throw one this season. So Deontay Banks on the sideline for the New York Giants. And the Pittsburgh Steelers trying to cash in on a big stop. Russ hands it off to Harris again. This time he is snuffed. And a loss of maybe 1 yard by Najee Harris. It is Dexter Lawrence in there for the tackle for loss. And that'll bring up 3rd and 9 coming up for the black and gold. But the Giants have been doing a good job of limiting the Steelers' run game. They've been doing a good job of that this game. And it truly is a defensive battle right now. It really is. Because both sides have each 3 field goals. They have not had a single touchdown yet. And Russell Wilson still has yet to throw an interception. 3rd down and 8. Play clock ticking down. And there is a flag. It looks like the Steelers are pointing the Giants' direction. It looks like it is a jump. But who is it on? Let's see the flag. A false start against Pittsburgh. It is a false start. And it is number 62 guilty of the false start. Let's see here. I think that should have been called neutral zone infraction. That should have been called a neutral zone infraction. So the Giants get away with one, and it's 3rd down and 13 now after the 5-yard penalty. Now Russell Wilson will have to throw it. He's not throwing an interception yet this season. Russ looks to throw. He does, and it is caught by Pat Fryermuth. His first catch of this game, and he is down at the 20-yard line. And the Steelers are 3 and out. A fast 3 and out forced by the New York Giants. And a big-time snuff by the Giants defense. And a big-time stop for them. So now the Giants will get the ball back. They should get in relatively good field position. So we'll see what happens. And it'll be brought back to around the 30-yard line, but it'll be brought down out of bounds. So now, the Giants will get the ball back, and they are looking to threaten with 7 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. The Steelers, their offense has not been moving too smoothly. And if they lose to a team like the Giants, there is going to be big concern in Pittsburgh. So, hold on a second while I mute myself. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm trying to get my dogs to calm down because, as you can tell from what you've heard in the background, there's been some barking going on from some of my dogs. But in case you missed it, excuse me, I had a little kombucha, so my throat's a little bubbly. In case you missed it, the Steelers went 3-and-out, so now the Giants will get the ball back. And it's been primarily a defensive battle. And it has been a hard-fought defensive battle. So in this rate, it could go either way. Because this has been an ugly game. And I was expecting this game to be ugly. I was expecting it. Because both sides are not too good. The Steelers are 5-2, but I don't think the record speaks for itself. But if the Steelers lose to the Giants, they got a tricky schedule coming up. But this upcoming week, the Steelers do go into their bye week, hoping to go into the bye week with the lead of the AFC North. But of course, we will wait and see if the Steelers can get this win. If they do, that would be huge. If they can't and they lose to the Giants, there is going to be some big time questions. Let me see something on my list right now. Hold on. I currently have my top 5 worst performances of the week and the top 5 best performances of the week listed. Let me see which ones I have in case I need to adjust it. So, yeah. I might remove the Titans one because the Titans are the Titans. So I'll get rid of that one. I'm not going to try to give it away here, but I'm going to move that one up to number 4. There we go. And then depending on what happens this game, I'll have something created by the end of this game. So here we go. So, and it is a run up the middle to Tracy. He's got about 2 to 3 yards on the carry. It is Devin Singletary, my bad. And it was Cameron Hayward that brought him down. The first time his name has been called tonight. But Cam Hayward has played in 202 career games. So, most by a defensive player in team history. So, Hayward's been there a long time. But, oh my goodness, the Giants are threatening. A handoff to Singletary down the right side. Only a gain of 1 and 2, but there is a flag. So this one will either be coming back or it is against the Steelers. Let's see what the call is. Illegal shift against the offense. So another penalty. I don't know how many penalties that is on the game. Well, an illegal shift by the New York Giants that will give them another down to try to figure this out. That backs them up. It is now 2nd down and 11 after the penalty. But this guy, Cam Hayward's been a 3-time first team All-Pro. He's been a 6-time Pro Bowl selection. So trying to get back there this year for Cam Hayward. But Daniel Jones trying to lead the Giants to an upset win. And Jones takes the snap and the play is blown dead and there is a flag. And a delay of game on the offense again. Another penalty by the offense. Penalties have just been killers for both of these teams. And another hot 5-yard penalty and make it 2nd down and 16. And yeah, that was the right call. Now we have 2nd down and 16. And that is 10 penalties on the night. The Giants have had 7. The Steelers have had 3. So it is now 2nd down and 16 for the Giants. Jones, he's being pressured, in trouble, and that time he is sacked. It is Alex Highsmith again, his second sack today. Alex Highsmith going off. And it brings up 3rd down and very long for the Giants coming up. And man, it's not looking good for the Giants. They started off good, but they've just not been the same since. So it's 3rd and 22. Hand off to Tracy, and he is not going to get a lot. So it'll bring up 4th down, and it'll force the Giants to punt. And both these teams going 3 and out as far as the last 6 plays. If you don't count the penalties. But there's been a lot of miscues by both these teams. But 3 and out by the Giants. So now they are going to kick it back to the Steelers. And a flag down. And the runner got hit in. And that might be a flag also. And it's a return by Calvin Austin. Austin down the right side. Up to the 40, down to the 50. Up to the 40, 30. And he's going to go. No flag. Well, there's a flag. But it's a touchdown for the moment. So it's a touchdown for the moment. Kick return by Calvin Austin, but there are flags. So hold on. There was a run into the quarterback, to run into the kicker, and then there was also a penalty as well on the snap. Let's see what the flags are. An illegal formation against the offense, and there's no flag for a running into the kicker. And that is a touchdown, Pittsburgh. A 73-yard kick return by Calvin Austin. And that is a huge, big-time touchdown for the black and gold. And the Steelers have taken the lead by a touchdown. First touchdown of this football game after 3 quarters almost. They finally get a touchdown on the board. Man, that was long overdue. Kick is on its way, and that is good. Steelers have taken the lead 16-9 after a big kick return by Calvin Austin. And my goodness, the Steelers have just taken the lead. Their first lead since the first half, pretty much. My goodness. But man, that is huge. But I had this question out earlier. If you guys can answer it, you don't have to if you can't, because I know some people have a chat, have an account, but some people don't. If you guys do and are able to chat, put in the chat, let me know who your top NFC underdog is. Let me know who your top NFC dark horse is, because I have 2. So, and if you can't, that's good either way. If you just list me your dark horse for the NFC. List me a dark horse for the NFC, if you can. But man, the Steelers just took the lead. So that is big time by the Steelers. All right. So, 3rd quarter, I believe there is about 5 minutes remaining. We got some people in the room, so let me check our current chat room. The only other ones have been B Storm, so no other chats other than those. So, let me know if you guys can do a chat. Let me know who your top NFC dark horse is. Let me know. But man, this has been a really defensive battled game, but a big kick return given up by the Steelers. So, not a dark horse, but the Lions are going, and that's a good prediction, because the Lions are right now the top dog of the NFC right now, and I do believe they are going to get back to the Super Bowl this year. So no disagreement there. There's no disagreement whatsoever. But as far as let me also. I know the Chiefs are still undefeated, but do you think there's a team that could potentially threaten the Kansas City Chiefs? Let me know if there is, because I have a couple that might be a good threat coming from the AFC. But that running into the kicker on that last play, it looked like it was a running into the kicker, but it was waved off because for reasons unknown. Because it was an illegal formation against the kicking team, which was the Giants, and it ended up being a touchdown. I think they should have at least thrown a flag on for that. So we will see what happens, but let me know who your guys' AFC threat to the Kansas City Chiefs are. Let me know if you guys have one. And it's Earl Grey with the catch. And, man. Oh, and it's the special teams coordinator, Danny Smith, lifting some weights in the locker room. From what I can see from the footage that they're showing. So, and I mean, that guy was, Danny Smith was hyped up. Nobody, hold on, let me pull that back up. Nobody beating the Chiefs in the AFC. That is going to be interesting because we've seen the Cincinnati Bengals beat them in the AFC Championship before, but they are just not doing really good. But I believe the Texans, if they could beat them on in that week game, I don't remember exactly what week it is later on in the season. If the Texans could beat them, then I can see them as a threat. But a false start by the Giants, and that'll back them up 5 yards. But, I mean, you gotta look at other teams in the AFC like Buffalo that has been in contention and has beaten Kansas City in the regular season, but just cannot find a way to beat them in the postseason. Then you got the teams like the Ravens that are looking really good. I mean, Lions and Texans is my early prediction. I'm going to change it when the playoffs start. But I hand off to Tracy, and he is wrapped down for only a gain of 2 right now. So, man, it's been a hard-fought battle. But special teams a few weeks ago was really good. And the special teams for the Pittsburgh Steelers has been a good primary reason that they have been a 5-2 team. Because they done it against teams like the Jets. They had a blocked kick against the Jets. They had a blocked kick against the Raiders. And a blocked kick against the Dallas Cowboys. And Daniel Jones, he looks to throw it. He does. It is caught by Tracy, but is not going to go anywhere. It's wrapped up by the former Raven in Patrick Queen. And that'll bring up 3rd down. But as far as like other AFC teams, I do think the Bills might be able to threaten the Chiefs. We've seen them do close battles. But I just don't think if the Buffalo Bills can't get past Kansas City in the playoffs, they ain't gonna win. Because I mean the Bills have the talent. Don't get me wrong, the Bills have it. The receiver core is looking better. Their scheme is looking better. The Chiefs, Mahomes has not been playing at his best, but the defense has been able to get them by. But a catch by Theo Johnson, but just short of the 1st down, and that'll be a quick 3-and-out forced by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Giants are going to give the ball back. Give the ball back to the Steelers. And pretty much the only touchdown this game was a kick return. But the Commanders, those guys, that team is a shocking development. It really is. Because that Hail Mary just yesterday, I'm still recovering from that. I mean, the Commanders got lucky on that one. Because it was, from what I got from that Hail Mary attempt, but I'll talk about that in a sec. It is bounced right into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, send them up at the 30. But the Commanders, Kyle Forlan Fetty says the Commanders are such a fun team. Indeed they are, because the Commanders, I was not expecting this from them at all. I was not expecting this. And heck, who wouldn't? Because the Commanders, they were going out there and getting free agents like Derek Armstrong, formerly with the Cowboys. They went out there and also got Austin Eckler. And also went out there and got Noah Brown. This Commanders team could be a sneaky dark horse. They really could be. Because Jaden Daniels is looking like an offensive rookie of the year candidate. And he is just going off. And that Hail Mary has probably put him into the top favorite to win the offensive rookie of the year. Because that was just incredible. by Jaden Daniels. That was just unbelievable. But man, I'm a Seahawks fan, so it was, and Kyle says agreed, so thanks, man, I appreciate it. But the NFC West has been surprisingly wide open, and the Seahawks, Niners, and Cardinals are all 4-4 right now. So the division, it's pretty much wide open. And I'm a Seahawks fan myself. I'm not expecting to win the division at all because it is a first-year head coach. I did do a little bit of the game that the Seahawks had yesterday against the Bills. I was very upset about what I had seen, especially that scuffle on the sideline. The Seahawks are very confusing this year. Yeah, you're telling me. I don't even know what team to expect. It's either one of two teams that you expect. It's either a team that beats themselves up, or it's the team that actually goes out and beats the other team, like they did against the Atlanta Falcons. But oh my goodness, this team has been so freaking confusing. I did like the move that they did again on getting Ernest Jones. I did like that. But I do think they need to go after an O-lineman either in the draft or right now in the trade deadline. They need to go out there and get someone for their offensive line because their O-line has been banged up. And Mike Jarrell, that guy was supposed to be a linebacker. He's stepping up into the O-lineman position very, very well. So hats off to Mike Jarrell, one of the rookies that was drafted by Carolina but then got traded to the Seattle Seahawks. So that brother right now is just showing up. So the Steelers are coming back. The Steelers now have the football again. Russ looks to throw it. It is caught, but trumped immediately behind the line of scrimmage. And a big hit by number 41. And that'll bring up, that was a loss of probably 4 on the play. And it was McFadden on the tackle. But man, that was a good play by their defense. A loss of 3. And it is caught, but wrapped up immediately again. George Pickens was the one that caught it that time, but not too much yards to gain. But it is 3rd and manageable for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 3rd down and 7. Oncoming for the black and gold. 3rd and 7. Russ looks to throw it. He has time. Pressure comes. He throws. It is caught by Pat Fryermuth, and that is a 1st down Pittsburgh. And Russell Wilson is yet to throw an interception. So we'll see what Russell Wilson can do. There's been not a single turnover this game. Not a single turnover this game. Russell Wilson's been doing a good job of protecting the football. And with running it to his running backs and then also along with getting it to his guys where he needs to. He's been doing a good job at that. He has not thrown an interception as a member of the Steelers yet. Well, Russ flips it back to Warren. Warren running down the field. He breaks a few tackles, but only a gain of 4 on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down and 6 or maybe 7. But the Steelers, I gotta give them credit. They have been playing amazing football. They haven't been winning good. They haven't been good. They've been ugly, but they've found ways to win. And some way, one way or another, they always find a way to stay over 500 and find a way to have an over 500 season. And they always do it, which makes me so ticked off about them. But Russ looks to throw it. He throws a bomb deep down the right side and incomplete. It was Roman, not Roman Wilson. It was Miller, the intent to target. I have not seen Roman Wilson, the rookie out of Michigan, yet. So he's probably still on the backup squad waiting to be used. So hopefully that guy, Roman Wilson, shows up because I want to see that brother in action. Also, I wanted to throw out a question. If you guys want me to do college football coverage, let me know because I am currently trying to still figure out my schedule for work for next week, and I might potentially be able to do a game. I'm still swiveling between a few games that I want to do, but we'll see what happens on that day. So, Kyle Forland says yes with all caps. All right, I'll take that into account, my friend. I'll take that into account. Be sure to subscribe as well. But, man. And we had a jump. I believe we had a jump. It looks like the defense and another false start against the Steelers. It looks like the defense jumped, but it would have to be take a look. We'll have to take a look at it. I want to look at the replay. It was number 73. Let me see. He didn't move until the defense jumped. So the Giants got away with one there. That brings up 3rd and 11 after the 5-yard penalty. And Ross looks to throw it. He's being pressured, throws it, looking deep down the right, and oh my gosh! What a catch by Van Jefferson! Oh my gosh, what a play! He caught it on the sideline as he was going down, and that was an amazing grab, and that will send us to the end of the 3rd quarter. The Steelers have the lead 16-9, and oh my gosh, what a way to readjust for the grab. That was amazing by Van Jefferson. My goodness. But, I mean, some of the teams in college football this year, speaking of college football that I talked about earlier, there's been some teams that have been surprising. Like Texas A&M. They're undefeated in the SEC. They're 5-0 against SEC opponents. And they just got a huge win last week against the LSU Tigers. Ray Energy and reaction and commentary. You have a new fan in me. Oh, thanks, bud. But Kyle is his name. But man, the Aggies. I mean, they might legitimately win the SEC. I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan when it comes to the SEC conference, but they might. The way their team, Texas A&M, has been looking, they have been looking dominant. And I was trying to get my computer going because I'm currently working on trying to get software going so that way I can have the score up on my screen. I'm currently doing this on my iPad right now. So I'm still trying to figure out some kinks with tech right now. I'm still trying to figure that out. So I will try to get better at that as we go along. So, and I'm still only in my 2nd year. I'm still only in my 2nd year calling plays. I wasn't able to call plays until later in last year. I wasn't able to call plays until later in last year because I hit about over 100 subscribers at that time, and I was able to hit that margin that I wanted to reach. I was not able to do live stream play-by-plays until the playoffs last year. I did the one between Tampa Bay and the Detroit Lions. I did the one against the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. And I did one in the NFC and AFC Championship game, and also along with the Super Bowl, which I had gotten that pick right as well. So, but let's see here. So Russell Wilson threw a pass to Van Jefferson on the last play. That was just an amazing grab by Van Jefferson. My goodness. So now we enter into the 4th quarter. A turnover yet to happen, and the Steelers are looking to run away with this one. They currently have the ball, and I believe it is down in the inside of Giants territory. I will be live during the Seahawks game next week against the Los Angeles Rams, so be sure to tune in for that. Runoff to Najee Harris gets about a gain of 4 on the carry. And I will be calling plays next week against the Lions, Rams, and the Seahawks. But a flag is down, and it is a hold against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So next week's primetime game is the Vikings and the Colts. And 2 years ago, it was in the greatest comeback in NFL history. In that big, I forgot the total amount of points. I think it was like 33-0 at that half of that game. So the Vikings and Colts should be a very fun game to watch. Because the Colts, Anthony Richardson has been a beast. And then also along with the Vikings being a sneaky team. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I might do that game. I might do that one along with the Monday night game. Russell Wilson keeps it himself, and he slides down. Good call by Russ, because you do not want to get hit in that situation. A gain of 5 on the carry. So let me see. The Monday night game next week is against Kansas City and Tampa Bay. It is on the road in Kansas City. And I'll be doing my weekly predictions this week. I'll have it out by Wednesday at the least. So Russ, he is in shotgun. Quick throw to Harrison is caught. And oh my gracious, he just got clobbered by some of the Giant defenders, wrapped down at the 30-yard line. And Najee Harris is going to come off the field for a play. But the Steelers have been looking good. I think the season he's had so far, I think would say that. But I mean, the team overall has not been good. I mean, Joe Flacco's a good, reliable backup if he's needed. So I mean, the Colts. Anthony Richardson had a great year his first year before he got injured. But I just hope that brother renews himself this season, hopefully later on in the year. So Russ in shotgun, pressure, they're bringing blitz, and it is caught! Touchdown Pittsburgh! Calvin Austin again. This time it is an offensive touchdown, and that might be the dagger early in this fourth quarter. A 29-yard receiving touchdown by Calvin Austin. And the Steelers have now taken the lead 22-9, soon to be 23-9. And man, the Steelers, their offense has been going off in the second quarter. But he can't take himself out. Oh, yeah. I was not able to talk about that, but that was just crazy on what I saw from Anthony Richardson. I'll talk about that in a second. But kick is on the way, and it is good. The extra point is up and through. So, back to what you were saying about, Kyle, about what you were saying about Anthony Richardson. I agree on that. That is unexcusable to go out for a play. Especially on a third, I believe it was third down and goal from that game. I've not seen the highlights, but I heard about this situation. But you cannot take a break just because you're tired. Anthony Richardson needs to mature. And he's still only a 2-year guy. He's still only 2 years into the National Football League. So he's still trying to find his way into the NFL. They just got swept by the Houston Texans. And, man, it is going to be crazy. But a few games that are coming up on prime time that I might be able to do are a few notable ones, primarily in Week 10. Let me see if I can pull that one up. Because that Week 10 game is going to be interesting, especially on Sunday night, as the Detroit Lions will go to Houston to take on the Texans. This is my Super Bowl preview. So I will be calling that game. So I'll be trying my best to call that game. If I have work, I'll postpone it. But it's been a really crazy season. But then, that next following week, you got the Battle of Texas between the Texans and the Cowboys on Monday night. Which the Cowboys, they have just not been a shell of what they were last year. And I'll touch on to something I have in my borders in my house in just a second. But also, Week 12, we got a Hardball Bowl renewed as the Chargers will take on the Ravens. Man, that is going to be a great game because it's a battle of the Hardball Bowl. The first time we have seen it in 11 years. So that is going to be a very fun game. That is going to be really fun. But speaking of the Cowboys, I have something here. This is a shirt I had custom ordered. So I had it designed manually, but it's not my proper size. As you can see, it is a size medium. I'm a size extra large. I was not paying attention to the size of what I was ordering. But on the front, as you can see right here, it has Dallas Choke Boys up at the front, and then the Dallas Cowboys logo with a chokehold. And then also along with America's Biggest Joke. And then on the back is Dak and a choke waiting to happen. And instead of Stephen A. said myth, saying accident waiting to happen, I said choke waiting to happen. So, I mean, I'm a big Cowboy troller. I respect the Cowboys as a team. I just cannot respect their fans. Their fans make me sick. But some of the Cowboy fans are starting to wake up to what Jerry Jones is pulling out. But now a kick back to the Giants, and they need something this drive in order to get back in this game. And it is a return down the left side. Oh my goodness, he's got space. And he's wrapped up at the 44-yard line of their own zone. But Justin Fields, I really thought that brother should have started in the game against the Jets, because he was doing really good. But I mean, it's going to be really, really good. But the Steelers, I don't know with this team, honestly. I really do not know. So 1st and 10 for the Giants, trying to get back in this game. They need to score on this drive if they have a shot coming back. And Jones, he is being pressured by Hayward, throws it, and it is incomplete. It was intended on the sideline for the rookie out of Penn State, Theo Johnson, which, man, Kyle said incredible shirt. Thanks, man. But I mainly use it to troll Cowboy fans. But it's size medium, so I'm going to have to lose some weight in order to get it on me. Well, I could wear it, but I would probably have to wear a shirt underneath. But, man, it has been a very close game at the beginning, but the Steelers are starting to blow it wide open, just like the Sunday night game that I called last night, which was against the Cowboys and the Steelers. But Jones looks to throw it. He has time. Throws. It is caught. But it is Singletary. He is wrapped up. And, you don't want to get into a fight there. There was a little chirping going on. So Russell Wilson talking to Justin Fields on the sideline, probably giving him some tips for the future. Because Fields, I believe he could be the future guy for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I believe he could be their future. But his contract, 1-year contract, expires at the end of the year. So Fields will be a free agent. So some teams I would have an eye on is like the Seahawks. Maybe they can go out and get him. The Raiders, maybe even the Panthers, maybe. See if that works. But Daniel Jones throws, and that pass is caught by the rookie out of LSU, Malik Neighbors. But there is a flag down, so hold on a second. There is a flag down, and from the reaction of Brian Dable, it is against the Giants. It is another holding. The Giants have just been so bad at penalties lately. And they're right now losing that battle because they have about 14 penalties right now. But, I mean, the Steelers, I respect them as a team. I respect them because, part-time, because my team is the Seahawks, and we lost to them in Super Bowl 40, which was remembered as one of the most controversial Super Bowls of all time. But I'm not going to get too far into that because it gets me heated just talking about it. But 3rd down and 16 coming up for the Giants, and Jones throws it, and it is, oh my gosh, did he haul that in? Yes, he did. The rookie out of LSU, Malik Neighbors, gets a 1st down on the big-time pass. No flag this time. It is a 1st down for the New York Giants. My goodness. What a big-time grab by Malik Neighbors. He was able to hang on and get the 1st down. What a grab. Malik Neighbors is going to be a star in the future. Well, he would be a stud if they had a quarterback. Jones looks to throw. Ball deep down the right field. And it is almost hauled in by Neighbors. And Neighbors is slow to get up. But I think he was just upset. I think he was just upset as he slams the ground and gets up. But he appears to be okay. I thought he was hurt for a second. But, man, dang it. And he had a shot to get it. He just needed to haul it in. He had it in his hands. He just needed to get his second hand on it, but couldn't quite get it. But that would have been a huge gain for the New York Giants. And Malik Neighbors knew it. But, I mean, this team is going to be a really good team in the future once they get a quarterback. Hand off to Tyrone Tracy. Tracy running down the left sideline. And he is no single touchdown, Giants. And the Giants finally board, and the G-Men are not dead just yet. Tyron Tracy, 45-yard rushing touchdown by the young rookie out of Purdue. What an amazing run by Tyron Tracy. Wow. What an amazing effort. He was able to stay in bounds. He crossed the pylon. That is a touchdown. My goodness. And Chris Hubbard being a good blocker for this one. He has been having a hard time getting those blocks. But Chris Hubbard finally getting something going. And my gracious. What a turn of events here in New York. First touchdown in the last 24 drives. Snaps the longest streak in the NFL. They tried to go for 2 and it fails. What in the world were they thinking? I would have taken the 1. I would have. Now you have to go and get another touchdown and then go for 2. That is a dumb move by Giants. You just got a touchdown, take the point. So that way you can at least send it into overtime. But man, that was just a bad miscue by the New York Giants on the 2-point conversion. But they finally get a touchdown on the board, ending a 24-drive touchdownless streak. And finally get their first touchdown within 24 drives. My goodness, about dang time for the Giants. But some of the most notable games next week. I want to note up some of those ones coming up for next week. So, one to keep an eye on is the Cowboys versus the Falcons. That one is going to be very interesting because the Falcons, they got banged up by Seattle 2 weeks ago, but then were able to get the win against Tampa Bay with their injuries. Another one to keep an eye on is the Broncos and the Ravens. Broncos are on a little hot streak right now. Also, another one to keep an eye on is the Chargers going against the Browns. That one could potentially be a close game. And then the Commanders play the Giants. The Bears go on the road to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. The Cardinals right now lead the NFC West at the moment. But some other games coming up. On the same time that the Lions and that the Rams and Seahawks play, I will be doing that game. During that time, Lions and Packers will be going on also. So that is a huge division showdown. I'll be touching on more of these going throughout the week 9 predictions that I'll have at the end of the week. Or I'm gonna have to try to have them out at every Wednesday, because that is my deadline for when I'm going to post those videos. But also, I wanted to point something out to some maybe potential new viewers. Last year, I was really good on my predictions. I went a total of 166 and 127. And from week 1 to week 8, from week 1 to week 7, I have been 98 and 39. Which I'm currently 9-6 on the week. It looks like the Steelers might get the win here, so if that does happen, I would bounce up to 78 correct, and then only 45 wrong. That would be huge, because this is by far the best start that I have had in the past year. This is a really good start that I have had this year, as far as my picks, because it is my second year as a analyst, as far as a YouTube analyst. So, and if you guys want to, you guys can feel free to shout out my channel whenever you're out and about. Be sure to show some people the channel on how to find it. I put out a new profile image as well, where it has the all-around sports in silver lettering. And it also has the NHL, MLB, NBA, and NFL logos as well, and tweaked in my own little way. But these next few weeks are going to be very determining for a lot of teams. And the Seahawks game next week against the Rams is going to be a determining game. Because the Seahawks, I said this going into the week 7 game against the Atlanta Falcons, they needed to win at least 3 or 2 of their next 5 games, which preferably 3. And if we look at the next 3 games, they're all division rivals. You got the Rams next week, then you go on to your bye, then you got the 49ers, and then coming off of that, you got the Arizona Cardinals. That is going to be difficult because the Seahawks have not done fairly well against division rivals. They lost against the 49ers in Week 6's Thursday night showdown. But hopefully the Seahawks can rebound and at least make it more competitive against the Niners in Week 11. Hopefully they can end the streak. But Russ keeps it, looks to throw. He does, and it is caught by Van Jefferson again. And out of bounds around the 49-yard line of their own zone. But next week is going to be very interesting. The Jets, they play against the Texans on Thursday night. That game is going to be very ugly. Because the O-line from the Texans has not been really good. The Jets have just not been themselves. I personally think they're better under Zach Wilson than Aaron Rodgers. I really think that. Because the record speaks for it. But a handoff, Russ fakes the handoff, looks to throw a bomb deep down the field, and it's caught! Stays in bounds and out of bounds inside the 5. Huge catch for George Pickens. And my goodness, what a deep pass by Russell Wilson, the former Seahawk and Bronco. Yeah, I do. Because I'm familiar with the players. Last year I was kind of learning the players' names and then also learning about the different teams. But I've been watching highlights and I've been keeping an eye on things. But it looks like the play clock is still ticking down. I'm not sure what is going on. I believe the Steelers and Giants were getting set. First and goal now, coming from the Giants' 10-yard line. Handoff to Najee Harris, down to the 5, and then is snuffed by the Giants' defense. The defense of the Giants was doing good at limiting the Steelers in the first half, but I don't know what has happened in the second half. They have just been giving up those deep bombs down the field to Russell Wilson because he is good at that. And coming from his time at Seattle, he is really good in the passing game from what I have seen in his past highlights. He had 28 touchdowns and 8 interceptions last year, but with Denver, of course. But he's been right now the factor. Harris tried to run it up the middle, but couldn't get a lot on the carry. And now bring up 3rd and goal coming up for the black and gold. But I mean, some of the divisions, we were not expecting some teams to be in those races of the division. The Steelers, if they win this game, which it's looking like they will win. They will take sole possession of first in the AFC North, ahead of the Ravens that lost to Cleveland this past week. But man, I mean, Cleveland I think Deshaun Watson is the problem because. And I mean, the fans booing him cheering him off the field was just unacceptable. Now, the Brown fans, I said this, they should be ashamed of themselves. The fans that were in attendance in that stadium should be ashamed of themselves for when they cheered when Deshaun Watson went down, because there is no room in the NFL for fans like that. Those type of fans make me sick. Because if it were a player for my Seahawks, I would not cheer him. I would not cheer him for him when they're down. I'll cheer for them when they get up and we know that they're okay. But now when they're down and when it looks like they're going to be out for the season, which Deshaun Watson in this case is. But Jameis Winston kind of trying to revive his career because Cleveland, they got the win this past week, and I believe Jameis Winston could be that guy through the remainder of the season. He could be like last year's Joe Flacco. He could be. But we'll see. I mean, I'm not expecting the Browns to make the playoff push, but we'll see. We will see. But man, it's a lot of very good games coming up. But yeah, I would talk about election stuff, but I'm not going to tell y'all who to vote for because I think some of you all know who to vote for. But this election is very important this year. But I'm not going to get too far into that because I'm sports, not politics. But
Just vote.
yeah, just vote. Just vote. Just vote for who you think is worthy of being the next president. Just vote who you think. No one's going to tell you wrong. Nobody's going to tell you different. But probably Trump. Probably Trump. But just because Kamala is kind of up and down, but I'm not going to tell y'all. I'm not going to tell y'all who to vote for. Y'all vote for who you guys want to vote for. But the Steelers, the next Monday night game will be against Tampa Bay and Kansas City, a rematch of Super Bowl 54. I mean, not 54, 55, my bad. So, I mean, there's been teams that have beaten Kansas City in the playoffs, and all those Super Bowl champions that have not been Kansas City have beaten the Chiefs at least once. At least since Mahomes got into the league. But third down and goal coming up for the Steelers at their own 5. And Wilson looks to throw. He is in trouble and he is sacked. And it is number 51. Alec Ajubre. I don't know how to pronounce his name because that is out of my lane. But someone said something in the chat. Who are you voting for? Me personally, I'm going with Trump because I just think he's right now probably the only option in my eyes. But it's honestly either him or someone else because I think some stuff potentially might get released about Kamala this week. I'm not sure what, but some stuff is going to be released. I'm not sure what. Something's been wrong in the nation for years. I mean, it's been a roller coaster ride throughout each of these elections. It's been a roller coaster ride, and I'm not going to get into these too much because speaking of politics just makes me ticked off because of what's going on in the world. But I mean, going off of topic here. Just looking at the NFC West, I think it's pretty much anybody's game in that division. The Rams, they just got Cooper Kupp and Nakula back. The Niners are still banged up with injuries. They were able to get the win against the Cowboys, but they did not look too good. Then the Cardinals, they've not been looking too good. But then, also along with the Seahawks being really good, what do you think could be... hold on. Kyle said, what do you think could be that will be released? Hold on. Let me mute myself for a second and I'll see if I can talk about it. I'm not allowed to say it, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not allowed to say it, but we'll see. But a return back into the end zone and it'll be a touchback. But I would say something about it, but I'm not going to say it because I'm not allowed to, and also it's a little. And you'll see. I'll just say that you'll see. But the Steelers, they have been going off, but had been forced to kick a field goal as of late. So they were able to get the field goal, but the Giants were able to get a touchdown last drive. Can they get a touchdown this drive and start to build a little momentum from what they were doing? 7 minutes to go, so there's still plenty of time. And a throw to Tracy, and it is incomplete. And it was thrown forwards, and that'll be an incomplete pass. So, man, the Giants, they were doing really good in the first little stretch, but then they got kind of derailed. Pretty much. Their offense has just been able to put up field goals in the first half, but now we're starting to get their offense going as far as like touchdowns go. But their offense has been pretty much moving the whole time. But Russ and the Steelers are right now having the advantage. But 5 seconds to go on the play clock, they might have to call a timeout, but they just get it off. Hand off to Tracy, and only a gain of 1, maybe 2 on the carry, and that'll bring up 3rd and manage and long for the New York Giants. And I'm not sure. I wanted to go back to the college football area because of the recent news of wanting to get a game going on that. So I'll see what I can do, but I'll wait until commercial. But throw up the middle, and it is caught. I believe it is, yes it is, Darius Slayton, the number 2 receiver for the New York Giants, gets a first down around the 50. I might do the A&M game, because if I do work, I do believe I work from I'm in Central Time, but I might work until like 4 or 5 my time. So it could be really good. But a run to Tracy, it's a first down inside of the 35-yard line. The rookie having a career night against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. The rookie out of Purdue. Terrell Tracy with a huge gain on the carry. 6 minutes to go. Each team has all 3 remaining timeouts. So there's still plenty of time left in this football game. But Daniel Jones looks to throw, flips it. It is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson and is wrapped down at the 30. Only a gain of 3 on the play. So, I mean, there's still time. If the Giants are going to come back, they need a touchdown this drive, and then they need to get a stop on defense. That's pretty much what they need to do to win this football game. They need to get a touchdown, and then they need to and then they need to stop them on defense, get the ball back, drive down the field, and score a touchdown. And Jones is going to throw it to the ground. Will that be intentional grounding, though? Because that was behind the line of scrimmage and inside of the tackle zone. Is that going to be grounding? And they're saying not it is. So no grounding because there was a receiver within the area. So it is an incomplete pass that will bring up 3rd down and 7 for the New York Giants at the 30. They need to get at least to the 23-yard line for the first down. And Jones looks to throw. Quick throw to Neighbors and just dropped the ball. It was in and out of his hands, and that will force him to a field goal, which would then make it 18-26. So that means if they do get the field goal, that would make it an 8-point game, which the Giants will still need to get the stop, but it's getting close. So if they get the field goal, they will then be within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And I mean, hey, we've seen crazier stuff before. Who knows? So Greg Joseph, the former Packers kicker, will kick it again. And kick is on its way, and this time it is good. Greg Joseph has been perfect tonight from field goal range. He has been perfect tonight, 4-4. But, man, the Eagles, they're still relatively good. They're still over 500, got a big win just this past week against Cincinnati. The Eagles, I just think that if they're healthy, they could be a really good threat. They are right neck and neck with the Commanders. So, I mean, wait, when do the Commanders play the Eagles? I'm going to look that up. Hold on. When do the Eagles play the Commanders? I believe it was, week 11. Week 11 is when the Eagles and Commanders face off. So that will be a big week for the Commanders because they faced a division rival earlier this year. It was the New York Giants, and that are playing right now. But they did not face the Cowboys or the Eagles. So this could likely determine if they can actually win the division. Because it's right now neck and neck between the Eagles and the Commanders. They both have each 2 losses on the season. I do think the Eagles might try to come back and win the division, but right now I would take the Commanders to win the division. I would take the Commanders. If you had to tell me right now, I would take the Commanders. But the NFC South also is very open because right now Tampa Bay is banged up. Mike Evans is out for a while, and then Chris Godwin is out for the remainder of the season. And then also, speaking of out of the season injuries, Brandon Ayuk is also out for the season. He suffered a some kind of injury. I don't remember what type it was. So Brandon Ayuk suffered a big injury and is now out for the season. And by the way, Niners paid the wrong receiver because Jawan Jennings, that brother has reminded me a lot of Jermaine Kearse, a Seattle Seahawks legend that caught that game-winning touchdown against the Packers in the 2014 NFC Championship game. Jawan Jennings gives me those kind of vibes from what Jermaine Kearse brought to Seattle. And I mean Jawan Jennings, he is a stud, and I think they should have paid him instead of Ayuk. So even if he did go to Pittsburgh, I don't think he would be doing too smoothly. But we'll see. We will see what ends up happening. There's still a lot that could happen before the trade deadline. We will see what ends up happening. But what is a trade in your guys' mind that you think could possibly happen? Let me know in the comment. Let me know in the chat of what person you think could get traded and to which team. Let me know. And because I would love to hear it. Because I have a trade in my mind that I think could possibly happen for my team. So it is a kick return to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it is kicked back into the end zone, and it will not be returned as it will be a touchback. Good move by Jalen Warren. But the Giants, 3 years ago, they were 9-7 and won, and had a wild card win against the Minnesota Vikings. But since then, the last 2 years, the Giants have been 8-16. And that is just not good at all. 8 wins in the last 2 years combined. So, I mean, the Giants, they have potential, but I think they just paid the wrong guy. They should have paid Saquon instead, but now he's with Philly. But Steelers trying to get a first down, a handoff to Najee, trying to get a good game, but only about gain of 3, maybe 4. And if you're the Giants, you need to stop them or get a takeaway of some kind. There has not been a takeaway so far this game. There has not been a takeaway so far. So we'll see if the defense of New York can do something. Pressure is coming. Russ is in trouble. He tries to run. Lost the football! And it's picked up by the Giants! Oh my gracious! And he's still on his feet. Down to the 33-yard line. And Russell Wilson lost the football. The first takeaway of this game. And it goes to the New York Football Giants. My goodness. What a punch. My goodness. What a defensive play by the Giants. Getting in there, able to punch the ball out of Russell Wilson's hands. What a defensive play made by Seattle. I mean, not Seattle, Giants. My bad. Get confused here. But the Giants have a spark of life as they now get the ball back. Remember, they need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie this game. Remember that. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie this game. A big forced fumble by number 58. And what a big-time play for the New York Giants. But now inside of the 43... with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go, the Giants will get the football. 4 minutes and 34 seconds remaining. There's still the 2-minute warning, and both teams have all 3 of their timeouts. So there is still plenty of time. So it is ruled back to the 37, and pass is thrown. It is caught by Malik Neighbors, tries to make up ground, and gets close to the first down, almost gets it. Joey Porter Jr. was the man in coverage. The son of Steelers Super Bowl champion, Joey Porter. So, and I just learned that recently. But yeah, he was contacted down before he began to try to return it. So that was a good call by the officiating crew. So Watt and the brothers trying to get a big stop on defense. And handoff up the middle to Tracy, and Tracy's still going, but the play is ruled dead because of forward progress. It could have been maybe more, but it was blown dead because of forward progress. And I got a comment as I was making the call. And yep, I called it because the Giants needed to get a takeaway and they got it. So now the Giants are trying to improvise with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Hand off to Tracy again. That time he is snuffed only for a gain of 1. The run game has been doing good at getting snuffed lately. And it looks like Tracy was slow to get up, but he does get up from the help of his teammates. And I believe they are going to sub Tracy out with Devin Singletary. He seems to be okay, but they're going to take him to the sideline and check him out. Tracy has been a sensational player for this team. He has been a sensational rookie for this team. And I thought the week 5 game against Seattle was a fluke, but the Giants, they ain't no joke. They ain't as bad as we thought they were. Because their defense is looking good. Their offense is getting into a groove. Although I still think the quarterback still needs to get changed. But it will have to wait until probably the draft. But man, listen to this. Tracy has had 145 rushing yards. That is a lot. And I think that's a career high for him. Jones, in shotgun, he is in trouble. He tries to escape, is wrapped down only for a gain of 1. Could have broken free to the right side. And now bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Giants. Has to get at least to the near the 20-yard line for a 1st down. The Steelers are trying to hang on. The Giants are trying to come back. Can they get it? Oh my goodness. 19-yard line, they need to get to at least the 12-yard line for a 1st down. And Daniel Jones in trouble, lost the football himself, and is recovered by Watt. TJ Watt with the strip sack, and just like that, a few moments after the Giants had a takeaway, TJ Watt and the Steelers didn't get their takeaway. And the defense has been the primary reason that the Steelers are right now 5-2, soon to be 6-2. Man, what a play by Watt. I didn't see what entirely happened on that play. Let's see what happened. So, it was Theo Johnson on the side. He was covering on, I'm trying to get the number, Watt. And then, Watt was the man on the left, on the right side of the screen, and he was able to bring him down. So, TJ Watt, being the factor that he is, a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, and showing exactly why he is that. Because that is what Defensive Player of the Years do. And the Giants' hopes of coming back might have just been sailed. Might have just been extinguished. So run to Harris and got about a 3-yard carry. There is a flag down, so hold on. But TJ Watt, this brother has been amazing. He just hit 100 sacks earlier in the season, but that brother has been a table turner for the Steelers. And that brother, his contract is up in 2025, so his contract will be up. I think he signed through this year. So at the end of the year, if the Steelers don't re-sign him, he will be a free agent, just like Harris. So I think as the Steelers, you have to re-sign TJ Watt. You have to extend him because he's your big piece. And probably the only reason that you're winning right now. But Russell Wilson in the backfield, he takes a snap, looks to run it to Harris, and he does. He's still going, got about a few yards on the carry. And now bring up 2nd down. So there was Watt on a couple of plays. We have not seen him do anything too good except for a sack, but then was able to force a fumble on the last drive. But man, Watt has been a factor in this game, and he's close to getting to his big brother J.J. Watt's numbers towards like his sacks. I don't remember how many sacks J.J. has. But I know that that TJ is nearing that margin. I think JJ had probably like 144, but hold on, I got a comment from Kyle. Do you know the Flow, the guy that makes the Colt songs? No, I don't. I'm not familiar with that. So it was a penalty against the Giants, 12 men on the field. So that is a big first down, and his brothers are responding. Sack, both Derek Watt and J.J. Watt in there. J.J. Watt, preferably his years in Houston was really good. Then he got waived to Arizona, and then that's where he ended up finishing his career in Arizona. And it was scary to see him play against the Seahawks for some time. But a run up the middle to Harris. He has got a couple yards on the carry, about 2 yards on the play, maybe even 3. But it looks like the Steelers are close to putting this one away. We'll watch some of his. Will you watch some of his videos after the game? Let me see more of that. And live react to them. I'm not sure about that because I'm still trying, as I said at the beginning, I'm still trying to figure out my software. I might do that. I might. It's not entirely out of the picture. But, man, this game has been really good. It's been a hard, close, ugly game, as I had expected going into this game. Because Giants, their defense has been really good throughout parts of the season. But the offense of Pittsburgh just came alive tonight at the last little stretch when it needed to the most. So we'll see what the Steelers could do throughout the remainder of the year. Next week they'll be on their bye. A handoff to Warren, and he is close to a first down, and that'll force the Giants to call their last timeout of the game. And this is either going to go for a first down, or this is going to be so. I'll tune in for that. Just use your phone. All right. I'll look into that. Kyle. I'll look into that. But next week I will be live on. I will be live next week for the Seahawks and the Rams. I can't do an early game because I have a church to attend to. So I'll be doing the Rams and Seahawks game. Let me know if you want me to do the Vikings and Colts. Let me know. Because if you want me to, I can. Because, I mainly get tired near the end of the day. Because it's been a long day. But if you want me to do it, I can do it. Because that game, I believe, is going to be a good one next week. And it was originally set for the Jaguars and the Eagles. But it got flexed out because the Jaguars are just a bad team right now. But Jaguars had high hopes, but couldn't live up to the hype. Russ looks to throw. He is going to run, and he's using his legs, and just 2 yards short of the first down. 2 yards short. And man, that will force a 4th and 2 and decision time for Mike Tomlin. Do you risk it and go for it? Or do you try to punt it back and endanger yourselves of potentially giving the Giants a chance? So we'll see what the Mike Tomlin does. But we're at the 2-minute warning. The Giants have no timeouts remaining. So if they do punt the ball back, the Giants will not have much time. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to get back in this game and potentially force overtime. Remember, in overtime, it's regular season rules. So if overtime comes, if the first team that possesses the ball scores, will win the game. So whoever wins the coin toss 99.5% of the time normally win that game. But man, remember, main rule was changed in the playoffs because of that divisional game between Buffalo and Kansas City a couple years ago. So, and we saw that come into place in last year's Super Bowl. The only second Super Bowl to ever go into overtime. Which that other one was the 28-3 comeback made by Tom Brady and the Patriots. But, I mean, it is going to be an interesting season. We don't know who's going to be in the playoff picture yet, but we're starting to kind of see the images of some of the teams. So, I mean, right now, as far as division winners, for the NFC East, I would have the Commanders. For the NFC South, I would have the Falcons. For the NFC North, I would have the Lions. And for the NFC West, I would have the Niners at the moment, even though I still have some concerns about their team as far as injuries go. But the Cardinals, watch out for the Cards because they could likely contend with the Seattle Seahawks and the 49ers for the division. But I know that Jennings is going to be out at least one more week. I'm not sure. CMC could potentially return in the game against Tampa Bay. That would be interesting to see. Hopefully, he's all right because from what I've heard a few different things. I've heard that he's sprained both of his Achilles, both of his meniscus, but I'm not sure. Some people have said he could be out for the season. Some people said that he could potentially come back in week 10. I don't know what to believe at this point because CNC has that mounting curse lingering over him and the 49ers. So we'll see what they can do. But 4th down and 2. Are they going for it? No, they are not. They are going to punt it back, and the Giants will have a shot, one more chance, to potentially try to tie this game and force overtime. Which is pretty much what they need to do. Remember, they need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And the kick is off. Fair catch signaled, and it is hauled in by number 87. So now the Giants, and remember, Daniel Jones only has one win on Monday night. Only one win. So we will see if Daniel Jones can pull some kind of miracle in Pittsburgh. It is down at the Giants' own 7. So you want to try and avoid a safety. You want to avoid a safety at all costs. Because being back in that zone, anything can happen, especially when you have a brother TJ Watt going against your O-line. But Daniel Jones looks to throw, quick throw, and that pass is caught by Malik Neighbors and goes out of bounds to stop the clock. And it will be out of bounds at the 10. And the clock is stopped because we went out of bounds, so it gives the Giants time to regroup. Instead of going to have to go up there and spike it. Want to save as much time as possible for your side. And a timeout is called by Pittsburgh, I think. So, wait a minute. The referee is saying something I can't quite see. So, I think they're reviewing on if he completed the process of the catch. Let's see. It looks like he has control to me. It looks like, his knee might have been down in bounds. Oh, nope, his left foot touched out of bounds just before his knee came down. Let's see, there's another angle. His knee might have been down in bounds. So if that is the case, it would be a 10-second runoff. And remember, the Giants have no timeout, so they can't stop the runoff. I think that's what they are looking at because remember, coaches cannot challenge in the 2-minute warning. It either gets initiated by upstairs in the booth. So we are waiting to hear the word from the head referee. And I was a high school official for some time for football. I know a few of the positions. I know there's many positions. I know there's umpire, line judge, linesman, and then the ref. So, thanks, Kyle. I appreciate that. But, all right, here's the call. I'm going to unmute this so that you guys can hear it.
After looking at the play, it was a catch, but the receiver had his right knee down and back.
Oh, so his knee was down.
By rule, under 2 minutes, when we go to a stop to a running clock, we need to run 10 seconds
Okay, so if you guys heard it, so it was a tackle inbound, so that means it will be set to 140, and the play will start right on the ref signal, which is right now. Jones throws. It is caught by Wandale Robinson, still on his feet, and finally is brought down, but the Giants have to move fast. They have to move very quickly to get up and just spike it, or just try to run another play. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. No timeouts for the G-Men. And Jones throws it, and it is nearly picked off just over the head of Devin Singletary. Joey Porter Jr., the son of Joey Porter, the Super Bowl champion with the Steelers, was the one that broke it up. But now, it is big time. It is big time in this game. Man, under 2 minutes to go, no timeouts. So Daniel Jones, he only has one win on Monday night. But Jones, quick throw over the middle. Oh my gosh, what a catch by the rookie Theo Johnson. And down to near midfield, but they have to move the play very quickly now. Now they have to get up there and try to either spike it or run another play. What a big time catch by the rookie Theo Johnson. Daniel Jones, quick throw out of bounds, and it is caught by Johnson again. That time he goes out of bounds to stop the clock around the 50. And man, this game is getting close. I mean, I would laugh so hard if the Steelers lost. But, well, I know a few. I know of a few. So I'm very familiar with some of the players, some of the key players going into this game. Like some of the rookies and some of the guys. I did a little research before this game. So 2nd down and 7 from the midfield area. Jones looks to throw it down the right side, and it is caught. But was he out of bounds? No, he wasn't, and he stays in bounds. Malik Neighbors with the catch, and he goes out of bounds to stop the clock. What a big catch by the young rookie. The number 4 overall pick by the Giants. Number 4? Or was, oh yeah, 4. Oh wait, no, was that the Cardinals? What pick was Malik Neighbors again? Giants O-line ice. I'm not sure. I know a few players on there, like Chris Hubbard, like they've mentioned a few times. But Daniel Jones in the shotgun throws it, and he's hit as he throws. Could have been picked off, but Neighbors was the 10 to target. 42 seconds to go. 2nd down and 10. The Giants have no timeouts. And remember, they need a touchdown and they need a 2-point conversion. A touchdown is good, but then they would need the 2. Which is getting very nitty and gritty in this last little stretch of this game. Remember, the Cowboys were in a similar situation just yesterday. And they couldn't finish the job because Dak Prescott's one of the most overpaid receivers in the NFL. Most overpaid quarterbacks in the NFL. But, my goodness. Giants, Daniel Jones looks to throw it. He has time, throws over the middle. Oh my gosh, his bat around wasn't picked off. If it was Beanie Bishop. And it was Beanie Bishop, the rookie out of West Virginia, with another big pick. The 3rd pick of the season for him. And we'll see if this stands. Let's take a look at the replay to see if he came down with both feet in. And if that is the case, this game is over. So I'm waiting to see if they're going to show the replay. I think he was bobbling around when he was trying to come down with it. Let's see. So it's the rookie Beanie Bishop Jr., the rookie out of West Virginia. And let's see. Oh, yep, he got both his feet in, I think. Let's see from this angle. Oh, yep, he got both his feet in, and that is it. The Steelers survived the Giants. And Russell Wilson gets his 2nd win as the starter for the Steelers. Oh my goodness, what a thrilling game near the end. So the Steelers have their 22nd straight home win on Monday night. The longest streak in Monday Night Football history. Next week, we will be live for 3 occasions. If you guys want me to do the Colts and Vikings, which I'm thinking some of you do, I will be live during the Rams and Seahawks game, the Colts and the Vikings game, and also the Buccaneers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. I will have my weekly predictions out by Wednesday. So, and I won't forget about that full. I'll look into that. But, anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this stream. Be sure to tune in next week. I'll have the links posted as soon as possible. I'll decide on which college game I am going to do, and I'll have it in a little post and let you guys know of which game I am going to call. And I'm going to see what I can do on my end. I'll see what my schedule is on Saturday. But until next time, I hope you all enjoyed this stream. If you did, please make sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe. I'm trying to aim for 500 subscribers before the playoffs. 500 subscribers before the playoffs is my goal. So, I hope you all enjoyed. But until next time, I'll catch you all in the next one. Ciao for now.